devastating losses. The Kansas City loss and the New Orleans loss especially. A credit to Mike McCoy and his staff and the veteran leadership to keep that group together.
Yeah, really felt that they were positive vibes around the team as we talked to them yesterday, and they get set for the game. Matt Bosher to kick it off. He has 27 touchbacks this season. Griff Whalen is deep for San Diego. The interconference matchup between the Atlanta Falcons and the San Diego Chargers is underway. Here's Whalen, 3 yards deep, takes a knee, and the Chargers will go on offense from the 25-yard line with one of the best passers in the NFL, Philip Rivers. He is the career leader for the San Diego Chargers, having passed Dan Fouts last week.
Yeah, I had an opportunity to play with one of the greats in the game of football with Troy Aikman, and these guys, I hope they realize how fortunate they are to play with a guy like Philip Rivers. He's amazing. I enjoy every opportunity we have to sit down and visit with him. I walk away knowing more about the game of football.
Chargers have been a fast-starting team. Outstanding first-half team. Melvin Gordon is the running back. They bunch 3 receivers to the right side. And here's Gordon. He's hit as he gets to the line of scrimmage. No gain. Devondre Campbell, the rookie out of Minnesota, with the tackle.
A little bit of running game struggle here the last few weeks, but they've got this offensive line back together. This is their original 5. Matt Slauson has been the key there. Philip Rivers said the best addition that we made in the offseason was bringing in Matt Slauson. Haven't had a guy like him since Nick Hardwick back when they were playing together for 8-9 years. Really solidified that offensive line.
Slauson had played in Chicago. Travis Benjamin, who had a knee issue, didn't practice all that much this week, is in the game. He split out wide left. Empty backfield for Philip Rivers. On 2nd and 10. Fires short and completes it to Antonio Gates. Up at the 25-yard line, middle linebacker Deion Jones on the stop.
Well, we talked about this offense for the Atlanta Falcons and how explosive they are. So for Philip Rivers, balancing that patience with this group, very, very fast linebacker group, he's going to try to stretch the field from time to time. Does he look at Robert Alford? Let's go back to that old adage. When you throw the ball deep, there's 3 things that can happen. 2 of them are good for you. He struggled with pass interference penalties to the start of the season.
3rd and 5. Rivers steps up. Blitz coming. Rivers throws short. The underneath is complete to Tyrell Williams, and it's a first down for the Chargers across the 35.
And this is what Philip Rivers talked to us about. This is all about completions and getting the ball down the field, not allowing this offense to get on the field and get into a rhythm. So your best defense today for San Diego is going to be an efficient offense that keeps Atlanta's skill group on the sideline.
3 wide receivers. In motion, Hunter Henry toward the line, the big rookie tight end. Melvin Gordon carrying, bouncing off, and turning nothing into a 4-yard gain up to the 40-yard line. Melvin Gordon, last year, a first-round draft pick out of Wisconsin, did not have a good year. But they feel that now he's got added responsibility and he's playing better.
Well, you know, I think there's some reasons why. You look at what happened to San Diego in the offensive line last year. They had 8 different starting combinations up front, tied for 2nd most in the league last season. So you had a lot of inconsistency there. So they've seen a progression, but they really didn't feel that he played that poorly last year. They just didn't think that there was enough running lanes for him to exploit.
Rivers under pressure, throws deep over the middle and completes it to Williams. Inside the 20 and out of bounds near the 10-yard line. Beautiful throw by Philip Rivers, and Tyrell Williams with the grab. 49-yard gain.
And that's what Ken Wisenhunt can do to you. Here he is at the top of the bunch right here. He's going to get matched up with Devondre Campbell, a linebacker. That's what you're looking for in these types of games. How can I get that matchup that benefits me? When you can get Dontrell Inman on a linebacker, that's a huge plus for the Chargers.
1st and goal for the Chargers at the 10-yard line. Changes up front for the Falcons. They bring Rashid Hageman in on the defensive line. Here's Gordon straight ahead. yard line. Good run by Melvin Gordon.
And one of the things they talked about when we spoke to him about Melvin Gordon was, if there's one thing we have seen a little bit this year, he's been more decisive with his running, and we'll keep an eye on his feet. They said last season sometimes he'd get to the line of scrimmage and you tap those feet. They said he's been much more decisive this year, and on that run you put your foot in the ground and you move north-south. No tapping at the point of the cut.
Second and goal at the 3. Gordon in the backfield with Phillip Rivers. He shifts his tight end, Hunter Henry. It's Gordon. Bounced off his own man into the end zone. Touchdown Chargers. A big block by Hunter Henry. The touchdown run.
Yeah, real nice job by Hunter Henry, because this is not an easy block. When you're kind of peeling to the backside and having to watch him get around here and wrap this, that is not an easy task to do. Does it very well right there, and it's an easy walk-in for Melvin Gordon.
7th touchdown run of the season, 8th touchdown overall for Melvin Gordon, one of the leaders in the NFL. David Johnson has 8 rushing touchdowns for Arizona. 7 plays, 75 yards.
With the big play in there. So, yeah, it's about completions and being patient, but nice job with that play design to get the big play down the field to Dontrell Inman.
Josh Lambo with the extra point try. Helen Clemens the holder. The extra point is good. And the long pass to Tyrell Williams, 49 yards, sets up the touchdown run by Melvin Gordon.
Sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency.
Good start for the San Diego Chargers.
Yeah, great start for the Chargers, but not for me. I've been calling it Dontrell Inman the whole time. I took Tyrell Williams his big play away. So my apologies, Tyrell.
Tyrell Williams with the big pass reception. Josh Lambo leads the NFL in touchbacks. That's number 31. And the Atlanta Falcons will go on offense from the 25-yard line. Led by Matt Ryan. Boy, he just seems to have a calmness about him this season. Playing very well.
Really, really well. And when you watch it on film, you know, against Seattle, he got knocked around all afternoon, and yet every time he dropped back in that pocket, if pressure was coming around, he was so calm. And that's the thing that jumped out to me watching tape this year on this Falcons offense, is how poised Matt Ryan has been in the pocket.
Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu. Split out to tight end Jacob Tamme, and the toss is to Devontae Freeman. He gets a couple of yards up to the 27-yard line.
And what a compliment defensive coordinator Sean Pagano paid this group. He said it is the best skill group in the NFL, and I do believe that when you look at the receivers and the running backs. Mohamed Sanu has been a tremendous addition at that number 2 spot, kind of takes some of that pressure off of Julio Jones, and their running back combination of Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman is going to be a nightmare for that Chargers defense.
On second down, the short drop by Ryan. He completes it to Julio Jones, and he's got a first down up to the 35-yard line.
And we talked about the challenge for this group against what Atlanta presents to you offensively, and I really think the onus is on Jatavis Brown and Denzel Perryman. They will get matched up in certain situations with Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman in the passing game. These guys will break formation, and if you don't have your coverage straight, you're going to have a linebacker covering a running back that has wide receiver skills.
Motion Levine Toilolo, the tight end. There's Devontae Freeman cutting it back, and he's dropped for a loss of a yard. Brandon Mebane, who came over from Seattle as a free agent, and boy, he has really solidified the middle of that defense.
There's so many stars on that Seattle Seahawks defense that Brandon Mebane got lost in the shuffle. Cam Chancellor, Earl Thomas, Bobby Wagner, Michael Bennett. Everybody forgets about Brandon Mebane. He was the key down inside in that defensive line, and he's come here to San Diego, and he's playing even better right now.
Justin Hardy and Aldrick Robinson in for Atlanta wide receivers. Ryan, quick throw outside to Hardy. Short pickup as he's forced back immediately. Good coverage by Casey Hayward. That's another free agent pickup that has been very important for the San Diego team.
Very important with some of the injuries that have happened in the secondary, and good to have him here this afternoon. It's going to be a tough day. Julio Jones is going to make his plays, but you can't allow him to make any of those game-changing, impactful plays down the field.
There's a 3rd and 9 for the Falcons. They bunch 3 receivers to the left. Now they shift Jacob Tamme, the tight end, into the backfield. Ryan under pressure, throws, and Julio Jones hangs on. There's a flag on the play. He juggled and hung on just across midfield. Looks like interference will be the call against the Chargers.
But you got to credit the offensive line for this completion.
Defense number 26. Blood foul. Automatic first down.
It's meant to go to the outside. They give him enough time for the adjustment in the ad-lib between Matt Ryan and Julio Jones as he works back to the inside. I don't know if he caught that. It looks like it might hit the ground. It's irrelevant because we got the penalty.
Now, deciding whether it was a catch and to give them a couple of more yards on Julio Jones. Here's our referee.
Therefore, the penalty is declined. First down.
That was a catch for Julio Jones.
Well, if there's a difference in yardage right here, then do you throw the challenge flag? Does Mike McCoy think it's worth risking that challenge flag in that situation?
No, because it's 2 yards to the midfield of the 48. So they give him the catch. Julio Jones putting up great numbers. Look at the average per catch. First down for the Falcons at the Chargers 48. They motion Ronald Sanu. The play fake. Ryan wants to go deep. Throws, and the kick's made by Julio Jones at the 30. So they're targeting Julio Jones early.
Yeah, he's going after Julio Jones, but he missed an opportunity down the field to Austin Hooper. Austin Hooper got behind everybody, and they may have had a touchdown. So watch 81 right here. He's going to cross the field. He gets dropped in coverage right there. Look, he's behind both of the defenders.
Go back in the huddle, say, don't forget me, Matt.
If we call that one up again, there was nobody covering me.
First down at the Chargers 29. Ryan, short drop, pump fake. Nobody open. Goes short. Completes it to Trelolo, the tight end, at the 24-yard line. Steve Williams on the stop. 5-yard pickup.
This is what I saw on film, and Karan Reed is down for the San Diego Chargers, but watch Matt Ryan here in the pocket. I mean, it's starting to break down around him. Look, he's just poised, going through his progression, steps up, doesn't have those happy feet anymore.
Atlanta driving, injured player on the field for San Diego. We'll be right back.
This game on Fox is sponsored by Bud Light. Beer with your team on it.
And bringing the card out for Karan Reed.
Yeah, unfortunately, pretty serious lower leg injury, and he just hustling down the field. You know, the ball's downfield, you rush the passer, you turn around, run downfield to try and help out, and unfortunately this is a teammate that gets him, so as soon as he gets that foot planted, you can see the contact right there from Denzel Perryman.
Ron Reed, former Detroit Lion. There's John Pagano, the defensive coordinator of the Chargers. Trying to adjust to several injuries, a lot of injuries, a long list of players on IR for the Chargers this season. Starters in the secondary out. Flowers is close to coming back, out with a concussion. Adai, they're just waiting for the collarbone, broken collarbone, to heal. And when it's solid, we'll be back. 2nd and 5 for the Falcons at the Chargers 24. Matt Ryan has started the game 5 for 5. It's Devontae Freeman. It's Tevin Coleman carrying, and he stopped at the line of scrimmage on a hard hit by Melvin Ingram. Ingram is really playing well.
A big changeup right here. Melvin Ingram walked all the way outside to that stack with the two wide receivers was that allowed him to come in from the outside in unblocked and get that big hit.
Now they go empty backfield as Tevin Coleman, the running back, splits far to the right side. It's 3rd and 5 for the Falcons. They shift Mohamed Sanu into the backfield with Matt Ryan. Ryan being rushed, throws, it's incomplete. The blitz coming, and two players got to Matt Ryan. Melvin Ingram, the first one. They went all out on that play. But the Chargers defense comes up with a couple of big plays.
There has been a lot of pressure, on this opening series, with Matt Ryan. We show there's a little twist there on the inside. That's going to be the biggest challenge for the Atlanta Falcons. And there's a hook on the backside. Now, we had the big penalty in Seattle last week that was not called on Julio Jones. And that situation right there, you can hook him, but you just can't pull him. So if he didn't impact Mohamed Sanu and turn him on that, that's a good no call.
Matt Bryant, 42-yard field goal. He's been perfect all season. That's 13 for 13 for Matt Bryant. The Falcons get on the board, but still trail San Diego 7-3.
Game is sponsored by Chevrolet. More 2016 J.D. Power Dependability Awards than any other brand. By McDonald's. I'm loving it. And by Pepsi. Every football moment deserves a celebration. Break out the Pepsi.
Beautiful day in Atlanta. It's in the mid-70s after a couple of cold mornings. Matt Bosher kicks it off. And Griff Whalen waits 5 yards deep, takes a knee. And the Chargers will go from the 25. This is a team that has had the lead. They've been really good in first halves. They've had the lead into fourth quarters.
There's a ton of stats out there. You try to figure out why they're 2 and 4. I mean, it's amazing what they've been able to do. In all but one game, they led it to 2-minute warning. So, as you pointed out at the top, the finish. Can they finish? There have been just gigantic mistakes down the stretch. The fourth quarter has been a disaster for them with fumbles. So, Ken Wisenhunt and his group, they have some, but you better be ready to play. This is a very, very talented offense. They've been shooting themselves in the foot all season.
Two tight ends, Melvin Gordon on the carry straight ahead. Gets a couple of yards on the play. Courtney Upshaw with a stop for Atlanta, number 91.
Now, how about that transition, going from kind of a stand-up outside linebacker type guy, big guy. Now they want to move Courtney Upshaw down inside, and that's got to be a little bit of a learning curve because on the edge, you're only expecting people coming at you from the inside, and now Courtney's down in the interior of that line. He's got guys coming at him both directions.
They lost Derek Shelby. He's on IR. Derek Watt, the fullback, is in, number 34, and he shifts to the backfield. Two backs in. Off the play fake, Rivers dumps it off to Melvin Gordon. It's across the 35, a first down up at the 36. Time for our first update of the game. For that, let's go to Carissa Thompson.
Big Sam, Tampa Bay at San Francisco. Opening drive of the game, 4 plays, 75 yards. Mike Davis from Colin Kaepernick, his first career touchdown. Niners lead 7-0. Sam, Darrell, and more.
49ers trying to break a 5-game losing streak. Get off to a good start. Thanks, Carissa. We'll be checking in with Carissa throughout the day. Chargers with a 7-3 lead. Dexter McCluster is in the backfield. Very quick back. Former Kansas City Chief. Rivers throws short underneath and completes it to Travis Benjamin. He's out of bounds up at the 47. Check out some of the scores from earlier today. The Giants were in London, and their defense with 4 picks defeated the Rams 17-10. Miami, big comeback, and they beat Buffalo 28-25.
How about we got no more undefeated teams in the NFL?
That's it.
Philadelphia knocks off Minnesota.
Beaten by Philly. Indianapolis holds off Tennessee. McCluster in the backfield. First down for the Chargers. And McCluster carries him. He's hit hard. What a collision. That's Keanu Neal, the first-round draft pick of the Falcons, and is he a physical player?
Well, we talked about this defense trying to emulate what Seattle does. Dan Quinn trying to find those pieces. Here's their Cam Chancellor. Keanu Neal is what they envision here in Atlanta with what Cam Chancellor does out in Seattle. That big physical presence, can drop down into the box, play the run, can cover these big physical athletic tight ends in coverage.
Missed the first 2 games of the season with a knee injury, but since he's been in, he's been a factor and a force for the Falcons. Loss of a yard on the last play. Rivers being rushed, throws short, it's tipped and intercepted. Deion Jones on the interception. Jones inside the 20 and down at the 10-yard line. Second interception of the season for Deion Jones. The first one he returned for a touchdown. This one was almost there as well.
I thought he was going to make it. He's got tremendous speed at the linebacker spot. Everything breaks down. Philip Rivers is trying to dump it down to Dexter McCluster. Goes off his hands, and a ton of speed right here. Watch the move. Now he's in open space, and we talked to Dan Quinn as you're trying to establish this culture here in Atlanta. You know, what are some of the things you're looking at? We want to be aggressive in all 3 phases. Want to create that brotherhood, that real tight bond between our team. The other thing, the ball. The ball. We want to protect the ball. We want to take the ball away.
42-yard return for Deion Jones. Only the 3rd interception thrown by Philip Rivers this season. First and goal for the Falcons at the 10-yard line. Devontae Freeman splits out to the left. Ryan standing in, buys time, looking into the end zone, throws it away. Good coverage by the Chargers on that play.
It really is. You know, we know how athletic this skill group is, and when that play breaks down, and now everything is just kind of, you're in that scramble drill mode. That's the most challenging time for a defense, for a secondary to lock on and stay with those receivers.
Second and goal for the Falcons. Chargers got some good pressure on that last play from Melvin Ingram. Patrick DeMarco is in at fullback in the 2-back set. The toss to Freeman. Trying to turn the corner, he was tripped up on the play. Casey Hayward tripping him up. Gain of a yard.
I'm going to see on this play, does Devontae Freeman need to follow Patrick DeMarco? Stay with your fullback. Get up there inside with him. Don't jump out into all that mess. He's got tremendous vision.
Spoken like a true fullback, and you're right. You were 100% right. Fullback went inside. Freeman tried outside. Here's 3rd and goal from the 9. Empty backfield for Matt Ryan. Freeman split out wide left. Ryan gets time and throws, and it's dropped, incomplete, broken up by Dwight Lowry, the free safety. The pass intended for Jacob Tamme, the tight end.
Yeah, and you can see how they're going to play this. When you split the running backs out, they've been matching with corners. So out here, we've got to match with the corners, right? So here's Jacob Tamme here. You're going to play him with linebacker and safety help over the top. That shows you the respect that the Chargers have for Devontae Freeman or Tevin Coleman outside.
So the Chargers hold. Here is a 27-yard field goal try for Matt Ryan. It's right through. So the Falcons, big interception. They're held to 3 points. It's a 7-6 Chargers lead. Fox Sports Supports is proud to team up with NAMI in support of Mental Illness Awareness Week. Join us in replacing stigma with hope. By learning more about how to be stigma-free, visit foxsportssupports.com. And Bosher kicks it off. His 3rd kickoff of this first quarter. Griff Whalen brings this one out. He's hit at the 15, falls forward to the 17-yard line. Austin Hooper, the rookie tight end, with a tackle.
We got 2 one-glove quarterbacks, Sam.
Oh,
we're going for a thriller today.
Look at the AFC West. Oakland beat Jacksonville today. Kansas City beat New Orleans. Denver plays tomorrow night against Houston. And San Diego trying to get back into the race.
Critical games here early on when you've got teams at the top of your division starting to kind of get out away from you. Be a tough chore if Mike McCoy and his group slip to 2-5 today here in Atlanta.
Chargers start from the 17. Melvin Gordon, the running back. 3 wide receivers in. Rivers, and the completion to Tyrell Williams. Finds some running room. Stays in bounds. Turned it into a nice gain. Up to the, close to the 37. Close to a 20-yard pickup on the play.
That was really well done by Tyrell Williams. We saw him with a big catch on that opening drive. Now here he is working out of the slot, and you're just working underneath. But watch the run after the catch. You've got a lot of guys kind of taking good angles on you. He just makes moves and gets down the sideline.
Tyrell Williams, second-year man out of Western Oregon. Melvin Gordon is the running back. First down, Chargers at the 37. It's Gordon. A little bit of room, takes a hard hit, gains 3 on the play. Courtney Upshaw again in on the tackle for Atlanta.
Seeing some of these tight bunches from San Diego as their formation. That was the formation that the big play to Tyrell Williams came out of. And what Ken Wisenhunt does, the offensive coordinator for the Chargers, is he has runs and passes, deep passes out of that same look. So sometimes these wide receivers are asked to go in and dig out a linebacker or seal off a big defensive end to cover up any tendencies they have in the pass game.
2 tight ends in for the Chargers. Gordon straight ahead. Gains 5 on the play up to the 45-yard line. Bring up a 3rd and 2. Quick straight ahead run. I like the move they made by drafting Derek Watt, his former teammate at Wisconsin and his fullback. Just kind of to settle him down, make him feel more comfortable as a runner.
We talked about relationships within a team, within a group, offensive or defensive, quarterback, center, obviously. Running back, fullback is, you've got to have that chemistry there. So that makes Melvin Gordon feel more comfortable. It's a good move.
Gordon splits wide to the left, empty backfield on 3rd and 2. Great toss over the middle, and it's good for a first down. Antonio Gates at the 49-yard line, the future Hall of Famer, one of the greatest tight end receivers of all time.
Yeah, the original guy that kind of came in out of that basketball mold here and caught onto the football field and was just a matchup nightmare for teams throughout his entire career. And sat out of camp, having a slow start to 2016 here. But the other part of that is how lucky is Hunter Henry to have the tutelage and everything from Antonio Gates.
You're right about that. End of the first quarter. Chargers got off to a fast start, scored a touchdown. Atlanta answered with 2 field goals. In Atlanta, good starts for both quarterbacks. Matt Ryan a little upset, didn't take advantage of that 1st and goal after the interception.
Absolutely, got to cash in on those opportunities. But credit San Diego's defense. John Pagano talked about sudden change situations with explosive plays. There's another case of that with a turnover deep in your end.
On first down, they reverse it, and looking to throw it was Travis Benjamin, and the catch made, but was he in bounds? And the ruling is yes. Tyrell Williams on the catch on the pass from Travis Benjamin.
Well, I tell you, this is a heck of a throw by Travis Benjamin. He had him there the whole time. He doesn't get that 2nd foot down. It looks like it hits the white. Challenge flag comes out from the Atlanta side.
Philip Rivers brought his team up to the line. He wanted to get that playoff right away before they could get the challenge out. But there's the challenge from Dan Quinn.
Yeah, watch. First, you got to have possession 2 feet. So there's possession 1 foot down. As that 2nd foot comes down, it's in the white.
Is challenging the ruling on the field of a completed pass at the sideline. Timeout.
Tyrell Williams. From our vantage point, looked like that 2nd foot was out of bounds.
Sponsored by the all-new 2017 Ford Super Duty. This is the next level. By DirecTV. If you call yourself a sports fan, you gotta get DirecTV. And by Geico. 15 minutes could save you 15% or more on car insurance.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field has changed to an incomplete pass. It'll be 2nd and 10 at the 49-yard line. Atlanta is not charged with a timeout. Please reset the game clock to The 14 minutes and 54 seconds, please.
Mike Pereira, you had a good look at that one. The official's right on the call.
Yeah, he is. It was a little closer than I thought at first because the right toe was almost still on the ground when he first got possession, but total control came with the toe up, so the second foot was down out of bounds, and that was the right decision.
Got to drag that foot.
That's right.
And tap it.
2nd and 10. Interesting play with Travis Benjamin throwing a pass.
Well, he held it for so long. He's watching Tyrell Williams cross the field. That was a heck of a throw. If he has that confidence in his arm, he should let that go a little bit sooner. They would have had the completion.
He played high school quarterback in high school. On 2nd down, a play fake by Rivers. He's got time. He's got a man open. And that's Dontrell Inman with a grab. Out of bounds at the 25-yard line.
Now I can say Dontrell Inman, and I think that might be the exact same play. He's coming from this spot here, and again, you're getting one of your wide receivers on the linebacker. You've got Tyrell Williams going down the field. They're going to respect that speed that he has, pulls both the deep defenders down, and creates a void on the side there for Dontrell Inman.
First down Chargers at the Falcons 25. Phillip Rivers 8 for 9. Melvin Gordon cuts it back. It's down to the 22-yard line. Deion Jones, the middle linebacker. Rookie out of LSU with the tackle.
So go back and take another look at the throw on the reverse. And watch how long Travis, he holds his ball. He's standing there, and boy, if he just turned it loose. Now look at that.
Yeah.
That's a heck of a throw. I mean, Tyrell Williams had separated a little bit. You know, he's got to have more confidence in his arm because he made a heck of a throw. He just didn't have enough time to get those feet in.
Melvin Gordon, the running back. 2 tight ends in. A play fake by Rivers. Screen pass to Gordon. Drop the ball.
It wasn't going to matter. Philip Wheeler played that really, really well, and that was some really good play action, and looked like the screen had an opportunity to be good, but look at Philip Wheeler right there. Good recognition.
Bring up a 3rd and 7 for the Chargers. Rivers looks it over with Melvin Gordon in the backfield with him. 2 receivers and the tight end to the left. Rivers going for Antonio Gates, overthrows him, covered by Brian Poole. I think Rivers wanted a call on the play. And we check in for an update with Carissa Thompson.
Thanks, Sam. Tampa Bay at San Francisco. The Niners were up 7-0. Colin Kaepernick finds Sean Drone with the 17-yard score. Drone's first career receiving touchdown. Niners lead 14-0 at the end of the first. Sam, Daryl, and Laura.
Now, didn't they get out 14-0 last week in Buffalo, too?
They did.
I think they did. Yeah. Let's see if they can hold that lead this week. Buffalo roared back.
40-yard field goal try. Kellen Clemens is the holder. Mike Wint, the long snapper. And here is Josh Lambo's kick right through. So the Chargers add to the lead. It's 10-6 here in Atlanta. Discussion about a non-call here.
Yeah, and I think Philip Rivers has a point. Watch right here against Antonio Gates. You're going to get a pull right here. See the jersey tug? Now, they got real specific with defensive holding. If you see that jersey get pulled, it's holding. You're trying to clear up any subjectivity in that call. Philip Rivers saw the tug. That would have been an automatic first down for the San Diego Chargers. I think they've got a good point.
Josh Lambo with the long kick and the touchback. Remember that Atlanta had a non-call in Seattle at the end of last week's game.
Yeah, I don't know how this is not called. You can see Richard Sherman trapping the right arm of Julio Jones, and you heard Mike Pereira talk about it today in the pregame show. If we're not going to go to the college rule with 15 yards, which I don't think you can, because these guys will be pulling down everybody. I mean, the game's going to take forever, because if you get beat deep, just pass interference is a 15-yard penalty. If you're not going to do that, then Mike says we've got to allow replay to come into pass interference.
Tevin Coleman follows Patrick DeMarco, gets 3 yards up to the 28-yard line. Let's check in with Laura Oakman on an injury update. Laura?
Sam, the last we saw Karan Reed, he was being carted off the field for the Chargers. He was able to get into the cart but not put any weight at all on his leg. He has been ruled out for the rest of the game. The Chargers say officially it is a knee injury. Sam.
Thank you, Laura. Falcons, second and 7. Lolo, the tight end, shifting. The toss to Tevin Coleman. Finds a little running room, gets up to the 34-yard line. Nice duo between Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman.
I tell you what, that's a tough 1-2 punch combination to handle at the running back position. You can see what they've done so far this year, and maybe the most important part, they haven't fumbled yet.
Yeah.
Put the ball on the ground 5 times last year as a combo. This year, so far, no fumbles from that duo. That's maybe the more impressive thing.
Coleman, good pass receiver out of the backfield. Runs the ball in the middle. This time he gets stopped right away. And then Mebane grabs him right. Coleman gets it up for the first down.
Yeah, I'm just such a big Brandon Mebane fan. I mean, you're inside doing all the dirty work. And the funny thing is now, John Pagano, he'll leave him in the sub packages. He never played third down. He never played on the passing downs out in Seattle. And John Pagano told him, he says, well, you better get ready because you're going to play here.
Ryan steps back and checks off. Bunching 3 receivers to the right side. Fakes the end around, lets it go deep and puts it up long for Julio Jones. He's got it! Down at the 15-yard line. Oh, he is something special.
I tell you, that is just, it's such a nice throw by Matt Ryan. Julio Jones coming off the top right there, going to push it up the field, now break across the deep crossing route. He gets on top of Adrian Phillips. He gets across from Dwight Lowry, and look at the delivery by Matt Ryan. Now, here's sudden change. This is what John Pagano talked about. If they get that big explosive play down the field, we've got to treat it like a sudden change, just like they did on that turnover with the interception to Phillip Rivers.
50-yard gain on that play. They stopped this one. False start on the Falcons. First flag on either team.
Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Well, they picked up the flag on that interference call earlier. 50-yard gain. If you've got Julio Jones in your fantasy team, 4 catches for 93 yards already.
I don't think that was part of the plan for the Chargers defense. They knew he was going to make his play, but I don't think they wanted him averaging, what was that, about 24 yards a catch?
Pretty good. Good in your math, Darryl. Good job. In motion, Mohamed Sanu. All receivers out, quick outside to Devontae Freeman, taken out of bounds. After a short pickup at the 17-yard line, Melvin Ingram all over him. So now, again, red zone has been a problem for both these teams. San Diego scored on their red zone drive earlier in the game. They scored a touchdown. Falcons 25 red zone possessions, 13 touchdowns. They want more.
They're too close. They're too close.
That's right.
What do we do? We need 50 more yards.
Ryan gets time and completes it to Sanu. He's down inside the 10. There's a flag on the play. It looks like it's going to be against the Falcons.
Holding. Offense number 65. 10-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Chris Chester, the right guard, called for the hold.
And this is why you want Brandon Mebane on the field as much as possible. Don't take him out in these passing situations. You see he beats him to the edge right there, hands getting up high on the face. I didn't see a whole lot there, Sam.
He is a load to handle, isn't he?
Yeah, but not just in the run game anymore. He's really kind of creating his own niche here in passing situations.
Ball is back to the 27-yard line. Have to get to the 4 for a first down. Swing it out to Tevin Coleman inside the 20 and down at the 17-yard line.
Well, he had 27 snaps a couple weeks ago, 54 last week. Here's Joey Bosa, the first-round pick, 3 overall. Watch his get-off from the line of scrimmage. Look at the hands. He's no camp. Then he hurts his hamstring when he comes back. I mean, he's still learning right now as a rookie, and he is very, very impressive. Ahead of the curve with his ability to rush the passer.
Only his 3rd NFL game. Here's 3rd down. Ryan throws to the end zone. Jacob Tamme, touchdown. What a throw by Matt Ryan.
That's a couple really nice throws for Matt Ryan on that drive. Obviously, the big pass to Julio Jones to get him down into the red zone. But now watch this. This is a tight window to Jacob Tamme. Pushes up as soon as he breaks. That's really good, strong hands at the point of the catch because Adrian Phillips is breaking on the ball and it's off the body.
17-yard touchdown pass from Matt Ryan to Jacob Tamme. Tamme's 3rd touchdown reception. And the extra point try for Matt Bryant. And it's good. And the Falcons lead for the first time in the game. The long 50-yard pass completion to Julio Jones sets up the touchdown pass to Jacob Tamme.
Game is sponsored by Pizza Hut. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
Falcons with a 13-10 lead, 7 plays, 75 yards on that drive. Matt Ryan was 4 for 4, including that big pass to Julio Jones.
It's off to a great start. It's kind of what we were hoping for. Big plays down the field, wide open offenses.
Short kick by Bosher, but it went off of Griff Whalen as he tried to catch it and went out of bounds at the Chargers' 8-yard line.
It's one of the things that is underappreciated by returners, your decision making. Griff Whalen has got to recognize right now, I'm not getting to this ball. They caught me, and I'm just going to get away. I'm going to take my chances. Maybe it goes into the end zone. Maybe it goes out of bounds. So you're at the 25 or you're at the 40. So Phillip Rivers is not happy to have to be starting this opening drive backed up.
Shaking his head. What did he do? Mike McCoy, the head coach.
Special teams have just botched holds on field goals, muff punts hitting guys in the feet. Now this one out of bounds. It's been one thing after another for the Chargers this year on special teams.
Now the Chargers start from their own 8-yard line, trailing for the first time in the game. Phillip Rivers, 8 for 11, 130 yards. He's had 1 pass intercepted. Spreads the offense with 3 receivers to the right. Rivers to Inman, off his hands, incomplete. A flag on the play. Bill Vinovich talking it over.
A lot of changes at the line of scrimmage by Phillip Rivers. You wonder if they were in a legal formation. Offensive pass interference. Wow.
Pass interference. Offense number 12. Penalties decline. Result of the play. 2nd down.
That's Travis Benjamin who was called on the offensive.
Working out of the slot right here. See if he gets a little push. It's a little pick play. You know what? He's got the right to be there. He stands and turns around. He didn't look up to block. And in my opinion, Brian Poole's got to maneuver around him. He already set his feet and was in position. He didn't initiate the contact as a blocker.
2nd and 10 for the Chargers. Melvin Gordon, not much. Philip Wheeler, first man to make contact. of Andre Campbell helped finish it off. Brings up a 3rd down. 3rd 7-yard line. Let's see what the Chargers come up with here as the crowd gets loud. Rivers out of the end zone. Throws, and Antonio Gates. It's incomplete. Alford covering, Robert Alford on the coverage.
Well, you're going to turn the line to the right. You got a looper coming back. That's going to create a little bit of pressure right there as Adrian Claiborne comes free, gets the hit on Phillip Rivers.
Gates dropped it. Low throw, but a catchable pass. And so the Chargers forced the punt. Deep out of their own end zone, Drew Kaiser. Had a couple of rough games this season. Good high punt. Waving for a fair catch, Eric Weems. Weems in Chargers territory, just across midfield. Falcons defense comes up strong on that series. The game headlines, week 7, the Giants in London beat the Rams 17-10. Landon Collins had 2 interceptions leading to touchdowns. The Eagles all over Sam Bradford. They defeat Minnesota. Vikings' first loss of the season. Lions have won 3 in a row as they come up with a big win today.
And the Redskins had won 4 in a row. So those last 2, some upsets there. Philadelphia, what a job. That is a good front. Philadelphia has a good front.
Ball is at midfield. Falcons with a 3-point lead. DeMarco, the fullback. Tevin Coleman stuck short of the line of scrimmage. Nice play. Denzel Perryman and Kyle Emanuel.
Good aggressive play by Kyle Emanuel. He's going to come in from the left side of your screen, unblocked from his outside linebacker position.
Coleman dropped for a 1-yard loss. Falcons trailed 7-0 and 10-6, now leading 13-10. Again, DeMarco, the fullback. Tevin Coleman, the tailback. The play fake by Ryan. He throws and completes to Julio Jones. His 5th catch of the game. Inside the 40. At the 39-yard line, a 14-yard pickup.
Yeah, it's so hard. You have to honor the play fake to Tevin Coleman. Your linebackers are going to move up a little bit. It opens the window behind them for Julio Jones.
5 catches, 107 yards for Julio Jones. Matt Ryan now 10 for 13, 143 yards. It's Coleman. Bounces it outside. Gets down to the 30-yard line. Good run for Tevin Coleman. Chris Chester led him around the corner. Getting up slowly here is Denzel Perryman.
And nice job, Patrick DeMarco, bypassing down the field. So you've got your guys working. Ryan Schrader is down the field working. Patrick DeMarco. Those blocks are being initiated 6-8 yards down the field. Denzel Perryman there making the tackle. Looks like his foot got stuck in the turf a little bit and rotated a tad.
And now he's up and heading for the sideline under his own power. That's a good sign. Joshua Perry, a rookie out of Ohio State, replaces Denzel Perryman.
We talked about that inside linebacker group at the top, Jatavis Brown and Denzel Perryman, the challenge that they were going to have against Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman, not only in the running game, but also in that passing game. So far, they've done a nice job.
Still hurting on the sideline. There's Perry, 4th-round draft pick out of Ohio State.
San Diego did a nice job with their draft this year. Got some players that are contributing right away.
Don Pagano looking things over. Looking for his defense to come up with a big play here. There's Coleman. Big hole. Coleman breaks it outside, heads for the end zone. Touchdown.
that far down the field. He had a great block in the secondary.
5th rushing touchdown of the season for Tevin Coleman.
Andy Levitre's your left guard. He's going to pull and get down the field. It's Jatavis Brown and Adrian Phillips. He gets 2 guys. And Tevin Coleman is untouched. Like a bowling ball coming down the alley. Took 2 guys out.
Lolo had a good block. Levitre had a good block. The extra point by Matt Bryant is good. And the Atlanta Falcons opening up the lead. This time the running game gets it done. It's 20-10. 30-yard touchdown run, longest run of the season for Tevin Coleman.
Let's not forget how that field got flipped. Great job by the Atlanta defense, but this is what started the whole thing. Griff Whalen in that situation. You're not going to get there. Back off. Let it go into the end zone. It's 1st and 10 at the 25. If it goes out of bounds, you've got it 1st and 10 at the 40. They started that drive inside their 10-yard line. Do a 3-and-out. Atlanta's defense holds them to a 3-and-out. That offense, you can't let Atlanta's offense start their drive on your side of the field.
Whalen is back deep. Matt Bosher to kick it off. Deep kick. Whalen, 5 yards deep, takes a knee. And the Chargers start from the 25-yard line. This is a team that has been real strong in first halves of games. Their scoring differential +5 in first quarter. Second quarter has usually been their best, +52, +7 in the third. But then, fourth quarters, -40.
Yeah, the inability to finish at the end of games. But right now, here we're in their wheelhouse right now. And Atlanta is taking it to them here in the second quarter.
Chargers need something now. Down by 10. Start from the 25. Melvin Gordon is the running back. Gordon, not much there, a couple of yards. Good job up front. Brooks Reed, number 50, and on the tackle.
And this is where we talked about at the top, Sam. You've got to stay patient. It's about completions. Okay, Atlanta's offense. Now, you've had some mistakes. You had the interception that gave him a field goal. You mishandled the kickoff that gave him the opportunity for the touchdown. You're down 10, but Phillip Rivers has to stay patient. Only be aggressive when that opportunity is there. Don't feel the pressure that this Atlanta offense can put on you.
Atlanta was trying to get some substitutions and guys coming off the field. Had too many men on the field. They call a timeout. Hey, how about the Chicago Cubs? Congratulations to them. Big win last night at Wrigley Field to win the National League Championship Series. And so, World Series Game 1 in Cleveland Tuesday night, and Fox is all over it. Pre-game show on FS1 at 7:30 p.m. the coverage. Joe Buck on the call. It doesn't get any better.
This is going to be a great series. Cleveland, Chicago. I'm looking forward to it, and our condolences to Paul Marmora, whose Dodgers went down into the
Paul, one of our key members of our staff.
He's struggling through the game today. He's fighting hard, but he's not 100% with us today.
And the Yankees have 2 relief pitchers in the World Series, Andrew Miller and Aroldis Chapman on either side. Here's 2nd and 8. Rivers pressured, and they got him. What an effort by Brooks Reed. He fought off the block and sacked Phillip Rivers.
That's what he brings to this Atlanta Falcon defense, the ability to bring pressure off the edge. It's a key component to what Dan Quinn is trying to build here. You think of the Michael Bennett, the Cliff Averill type player that was on that Seattle defense. He's not just speed. You can see right there, he took Joe Barksdale and walked him right back into the lap of Phillip Rivers.
12 men in the huddle. Offense. 5-yard penalty.
So now things starting to get a little unsettled for the Chargers.
Somebody's got to make a play. This thing is starting to slide right now, and somebody on this offense needs to make a play. It is 3rd and 18 right here. You just had a 3-and-out that led to a touchdown. You can't let Atlanta's offense come back on the field. Someone's got to step up for the Chargers and make this conversion here on 3rd and 18.
You've got to get to the 35-yard line for a first down. Rivers being rushed, and the ball's knocked loose. It's still loose, and it's picked up by Claiborne for a touchdown. Vic Beasley knocked it loose, and Adrian Claiborne picked it up and took it in.
I tell you, Philip Rivers just got back in the pocket. Look at the overload that we have right here. Look at the players to the right side. There's some twisting inside. But he doesn't have an opportunity to set his feet. The speed of Vic Beasley Jr. around the edge. And he's not even trying to play that. A lot of times the speed rusher gets around. He sees that. He's going to try and swat the ball. That came off his helmet as he went for the tackle on Philip Rivers.
Rivers was pulling the ball back. And there was Beasley's helmet. Wow, what a turnaround.
Now, was he down when he made the recovery? Did he have contact from a Charger player, and was he down?
Could be. Could be. All scoring plays reviewed. That is being checked out upstairs. The ruling on the field was a touchdown.
Did Joe Barksdale make any contact with Adrian Claiborne when he was down on the ground recovering the fumble? Sure looks like there's a little bit right there. It's going to be close. You know what? I don't know if there's enough to reverse it. It's really hard to get a clear picture of that contact happening.
Right there is a picture of dejection. Philip Rivers on the sideline. Claiborne. There were a touch there.
It's hard to tell right there. Is he rolling? Does he make contact? I don't know if there's any video evidence to justify the change in what was called on the field.
Review continuing. Either way, if it's overturned, the Falcons will have the ball inside the 5-yard line. And right now, this whole game has turned around.
John, how prophetic was John Pagano talking about sudden change situations? We had the interception where Deion Jones took it back deep into San Diego territory. Now we got a fumble right here that's either the touchdown or another sudden change. The 50-yard pass to Julio was sudden change.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field stands. Touchdown.
Not enough to overturn it, Terrell. You were right about that. The Atlanta Falcons with 3 consecutive touchdowns. And we'll say this, there's a long way to go in this game, and the San Diego Chargers are capable of putting up a lot of points. Right now, it's Atlanta's game. They look for 21 unanswered points. Matt Ryan's kick is good. 27-10. Falcons had trailed 10-6.
They just got to get back to playing the game the way they started, and this is all happening in their second quarter.
I want to check in with Mike Pereira, get his thoughts on that play. Mike, the ball bouncing around and bodies rolling around.
You know, we were sitting in here, Sam, looking at it at every angle, and, you know, you just couldn't be positive. And I will say this now, we're through week 7 here. The one thing that really is evident is that they are not changing the calls on the field unless it is absolutely clear and obvious. And those are the words now. Forget indisputable visual evidence. The words being used are clear and obvious. And I'll tell you, with the calls that are made on the field, if you look at replay, the percentage of calls that they're staying with are way up. the number of stops are way down. They were down over 30% going into this weekend. So I actually think that replay is in a good, consistent place at this point.
And you want to put pass interference into replay and mess the whole thing up, Mike?
No, I don't want to miss. I just don't agree with you. I think you always say you're going to tackle guys downfield. I don't believe that. You watch college football, if they're close enough to commit pass interference, they try to make the play. And it's just such a crucial penalty. And unless you make it just a max 15 yards, then I think you have to make a review.
No, I agree. We had New Orleans last week. We had 3 of them in the end zone that ended up being touchdowns.
I love talking football with Mike. Griff Whalen takes a knee 1 yard deep in the end zone. Earlier, he'd run it out. So the Chargers will start from the 25. Small screen, stadium-sized content. Watch live local Sunday games on your smartphone with NFL Mobile.
See, I get my perception on the guys pulling people down. I was the wing on the punt team. And that was one of the things that was taught to us by Joe Avezana. Listen, if you get beat, pull the guy down. We'll take the 10-yard defensive holding. The last thing we can have is a block punt going the other direction. So that'll be another discussion for Mike and I on a different day.
Now, Chargers, what do you think? How will their game change much here, Darryl?
Boy, you talk about a critical possession. This is huge for the San Diego Chargers. They've got to have something positive. I mean, the Falcons are just on a roll right now.
And they stop Melvin Gordon for a loss. We check in with Carissa Thompson for an update. Carissa.
Thanks, Sam. New England at Pittsburgh. No Big Ben. He'll be out for a while. So Landry Jones under center. He connects with Darius Hayward-Bay on that 14-yard strike. Jones' first touchdown this season. Pats still lead 14-7. Sam, Darryl, and Laura.
Battle of first-place teams. Patriots 5-1. Steelers 4-2. But as Carissa said, no Ben Roethlisberger. Meniscus issue. Here's Rivers out of the shotgun on 2nd and 11. And they stop the play. Looks like Barksdale may have moved too soon.
Ball start. Offense number 72. 5-yard penalty. Still 2nd down.
Tough little stretch right here for Joe Barksdale. He gave up the fumble to Vic Beasley on the last series. He's got some speed with Vic Beasley over there. Yeah, you got to sit in. Yeah, that's why he's getting out of there quick.
Empty backfield. Got the ball back at the 19. 2nd and 16 for Phillip Rivers. Under pressure, he throws wide open. He's got Tyrell Williams. And Williams with the grab down to the 42-yard line.
This looks just like the same one that we had in the first quarter, Sam. Tyrell Williams coming out of the slot. Just runs right through the zones. And you had Ricardo Allen playing the deep field, but he was leaning heavily to the left.
Tyrell Williams, 4 catches, 113 yards. So he and Julio Jones putting up big numbers. First down, Chargers at the 43. Melvin Gordon with a carry down to the 40. Devondre Campbell in on the stop. They keep feeding the ball. They want to keep giving the ball to Gordon because they feel every once in a while he's going to break one.
Well, he's really running well. I mean, you talk about the tapping of the feet. He's not. I mean, he is very decisive with his running, with his decision-making, with the ball in his hand. So, yeah, you get one of those situations where you get that defense moving laterally, and he puts that foot in the ground and goes north-south. He'll take it to the house.
Hunter Henry shifts. And the signal from Phillip Rivers. Play fake. With time, he throws too high. Again, it was Tyrell Williams. This time, Keanu Neal, the safety, was covering. Bring up a 3rd down for the Chargers.
And Phillip Rivers is over talking to Tyrell Williams after that play. You saw the motion at the start of the play. He's changing responsibilities, and I don't think that Tyrell Williams ran the correct route in that situation.
Gordon in the backfield with Rivers. 3rd and 7. Rivers under pressure, connects with Travis Benjamin. Inside the 20s, pulled down by Keanu Neal at the 19-yard line. We've come to the 2-minute warning. The Falcons have opened up a big lead, but here come the Chargers threatening again. Follow your favorite team all season long. Go to itunes.com/NFL. Philip Rivers leading his team down the field. A lot of offense for both teams. 226 yards for the Chargers, 192 for the Falcons.
And just those critical mistakes costing the Chargers again. The 2 turnovers, the bad decision on fielding the kickoff.
This is a big drive here for San Diego. They have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. They have the fullback, Derek Watt, in the lineup. Rivers gets time, throws wide open. Hunter Henry, his first catch of the game, and he pulls the defenders down to the 3-yard line.
He's going to be something as he progresses. It was funny, even Dan Quinn, they were watching him coming off your traditional tight end spot, number 86. The Falcons were impressed with him when they worked him out. Disappointed that the Chargers got him, but look at the physicality after that catch. He's got 3 defenders, and he just continuing to move down the field.
2nd-round draft pick out of Arkansas, and he is off to a terrific start in his NFL career.
And the ability to learn from Antonio Gates is going to pay huge dividends for Hunter Henry.
3 tight ends in for the Chargers: Sean McGrath, Antonio Gates, and Hunter Henry. On 1st and goal, Gordon to the goal line. He's in. Touchdown, San Diego. Melvin Gordon with his 2nd touchdown of the game.
This is a resilient group. I mean, a lot of teams, we talked about the misfortunes that they've had to start the season, just the devastating way they lost games. I mean, they were up 17 with 10 minutes to go against Kansas City, up 13 with 6 minutes to go against New Orleans. They just keep coming back. They keep fighting. They've started out today with some big mistakes, doing things that Coach McCoy preached to them all week that you can't do down here in Atlanta, and they come right down the field.
Josh Lambo for the extra point. And Lambo puts it through. So an important 7. That stops the string of 21 straight points by the Atlanta Falcons. It's now a 10-point game. Let's check out what's happening at halftime. Here's Kurt Menefee.
Coming up on the Visa halftime, there are no more undefeated teams left. Carson Wentz and the Eagles hand Minnesota its first loss of the season. The Detroit Lions also snap Washington's 4-game win streak, and the Steelers, they host the New England Patriots without Big Ben. All that and more. We'll see you back on the Visa halftime.
I like Michael reading in the studio, right? Michael reading the book. Losing isn't everything. I think winning is everything, right?
The only thing, right?
That's it. You're exactly right. A lot of offense, what we expected in this game.
Yeah, we expected that, but the one thing I didn't expect was some of these critical mistakes that we're seeing from San Diego. Coach McCoy talked to them. We can't have the big mistake on special teams. They had the issue fielding the kickoff that led to points for the Atlanta Falcons. 2 turnovers that have led to 10 points. So it's kind of 17 points by the Atlanta Falcons came directly from mistakes that San Diego made. And their 2nd quarter, that time of the game when they really kind of hit their stride, they've outscored their opponents by 52 points. Hasn't really worked out for them today. 21-10 right now in the 2nd quarter in favor of Atlanta.
Falcons, there's a little over a minute to go in the first half. Falcons will get the ball to start the 2nd half. The bouncing kick is taken by Patrick DeMarco, the fullback. You love those fullbacks, right?
Well, that's a good response
hands.
for them back there. Yeah, they can block. If it's a short kick, they can field it and use their athletic ability to get you all the way out to the 27.
I like that both teams have pure fullbacks in this game. Derek Watt for San Diego, Patrick DeMarco for the Falcons.
This may be my first game this season, week 7. It took till week 7 to get a matchup with fullbacks on both sides of the roster.
Gotta love those guys. Here are the Falcons from the 26 with 2 timeouts remaining. Matt Ryan under pressure finds Devontae Freeman out of the backfield. Makes a couple of good moves, gets up to the 38-yard line. Pickup of 12 on the play. No huddle for the Falcons. 2 wideouts left, 1 right. Ryan throws for Julio Jones. Casey Hayward was on his back, but no call on the play, and the pass is incomplete.
And coming off the very, very top. Contact inside 5 yards and then backed off.
2nd and 10 for the Falcons. Matt Ryan 11 for 15, 155 yards. Julio Jones 5 catches, 107 yards in the game. Ryan stands in trouble, pull down. Melvin Ingram overpowered the blocker in front of him. Ingram's 4th sack of the season.
Going to come from the edge, looping back inside, and that's one of the things that Kyle Shanahan, the offensive coordinator for the Falcons, was concerned about. There's a lot of athleticism in the front. When they add the linebackers into their blitz, the fact that the guys are looping and twisting inside. So kind of a positive finish in the first half for San Diego after a tough stretch there in the second quarter.
Scored a touchdown. Stopped the Atlanta Falcons from getting anything going. Falcons will get the kickoff to start the second half. The Chargers had a good start to the game with a touchdown on the opening drive, but then with a 10-6 lead, Atlanta took off. 3 straight touchdowns won by the defense. Halftime, Falcons lead the Chargers 27-17. The Visa halftime report is next. Today's excitement is brought to you by the new Nissan Titan. There's been a lot of excitement. The wide receivers, Tyrell Williams, Julio Jones, and the passing of Matt Ryan. That was today's excitement, brought to you by the new Nissan Titan. Getting set for the start of the second half, the Atlanta Falcons were 1-1 at home this season, with a 27-17 lead on the San Diego Chargers. A lot of offense, as we said. San Diego passing the ball well. So is Matt Ryan. 20-yard plays, 5 for San Diego, 2 for Atlanta.
Doing a lot of good stuff out there, but it's the critical mistakes. The 10 points off the turnovers, the botched decision on fielding the kickoff that led to a short field that Atlanta took advantage of for another touchdown. So
the kickoff by Josh Lambo through the end zone. Atlanta will go on offense to start the second half. Okay, the San Diego Chargers, you're on the road, had a strong finish to the first half. What do you look for here in the second?
They did. That was an impressive drive at the end of the half to get the touchdown. The defense comes out. You still got that explosive Atlanta offense. They hold them to no points. Don't even let them cross midfield. Now, here we come again. Let's pick up right where we left the field defensively at the end of that first half. Let's shut this Falcons offense down again.
And if you're the Falcons, from the Falcons side of things,
you just keep plugging away. Don't do the things, the attention to detail. They haven't made any of the big critical mistakes yet.
He goes short to Toilolo, the tight end. Flag on the play as Toilolo is brought down at the 29-yard line. Denzel Perryman, who was injured in the first half, is back in.
Offense number 67. 10-yard penalty. Repeat first down.
Andy LeVaitre called for the hold. We go to the sideline where Laura Oakman is standing by. Laura.
Sam, I didn't even get my question out to Mike McCoy when I said, what is the diff? He just completely cut me off and said special teams. Special teams, we have to fix the errors, not worried about the offense. We're driving. We just have to get the run game going and not stop ourselves. Defensively, have to stop those big explosive plays. Dan Quinn, a big theme. We know this. Monday through Saturday is togetherness, brotherhood. That continued on Sunday. He said he told the guys, we honor our best teammate, and Friday at practice said we are going to all win that this second half. Told them we're going to finish this game together, Sam.
Thanks, Laura. Quick outside. Mohamed Sanu takes it up to the 20-yard line. Take a look at the leaders offensively for the Falcons. You start right away with Matt Ryan, 11 for 15 in the first half, 155 yards. And Tevin Coleman, 7 carries, 47 yards, 1 for a touchdown. Julio Jones, 5 catches, 107 yards.
But another positive for that defense, the combination of Tevin Coleman and Devontae Freeman, just 73 total yards in that first half.
At the 20-yard line, 2nd and 15. Ryan fires and completes to Julio Jones. Up at the 30-yard line. Greg Mager covering on the play, gain of 10, 6 catches in the game for Julio Jones, and a couple of Chargers are hurting. It's Perryman again who came back in the game, and Mager is shaken up.
See if they collide into each other as they come in to make the tackle here. That really looks like as Denzel Perryman comes in to help Craig Mager finish this tackle. He gets the helmet right in the gut.
The Chargers lost 1 player in the first half, Karan Reed, to a knee injury. They're without 2 of their starting defensive backs. Brandon Flowers and Jaleel Adai have been out for several weeks, and now Craig Mager, second-year man out of Texas State, is down on the field and being checked out.
Couldn't really see what happened to Craig on the contact when Denzel Perryman hit him. Seems to be favoring that left arm.
Holding there's pain in that left arm, left shoulder.
You mentioned it in the first half, the injuries. It's just been across the board. It seems like every week, if it's not both teams, it seems like one of them, Atlanta, kind of fortunate. They're one of the healthier teams that we've had so far this season. But other than that, just key injuries across the board.
Mentioned the 2 guys that are out. Don't forget Jason Verrett, one of their top defensive backs, gone for the season. He's on IR. So it's been tough for John Pagano. And the Chargers put a healthy defensive team on the field. Here is a 3rd and 4 for the Falcons. Ryan with 2 men in the backfield with him. The tight end Tammy and the running back Devontae Freeman. Pressure on Ryan. He got rid of it. Maybe a little too quickly. Trying to get it to Julio Jones, but it's incomplete. Pressure from Corey Leggett, the defensive end.
Well, there's what we asked this San Diego Charger defense to do. Come in, force the 3 and out. You show a lot of bodies up there at the line of scrimmage. They pull off a little bit. Smart by Corey Leggett right there, not to do something foolish at the end of that play to draw a flag.
Casey Hayward with the coverage on Julio Jones. Matt Bosher to punt. And Dexter McCluster is back deep. Dangerous return man. Good kick by Bosher, high and deep. McCluster back to the 10-yard line, wave for a fair catch. They'll spot it up at the 13. Chargers on offense when we come back.
On Fox is sponsored by Southwest. Yes to low fares with nothing to hide. That's transparency. By Nissan. Innovation that excites. And by Corona Extra, who invites you to find your beach.
The beautiful city of Atlanta as we get set for the Chargers' first possession of the second half. Now the Falcons, that was their first 3 and out of the game. Last 2 possessions, nothing happened offensively after scoring on their first 4 possessions.
Yeah, and we've talked about what Julio Jones did in the first half. Guess what? Tyrell Williams outplayed him. He had 4 for 113 for over 28 yards per catch.
Empty backfield with Melvin Gordon, the running back, split wide left. Rivers on first down. His pass batted down. Good pressure inside.
Trying to get it right over top of the football to Hunter Henry. They've got a horizontal stretch on the field, not trying to get it down the field deep vertically, but challenging the Falcons defense to cover across the board.
Jonathan Babineau with the block and the bat down. That is Craig Mager, the cornerback who was shaken up on that earlier play. Looks like a left shoulder injury. 2nd and 10 for the Chargers. The toss to Gordon, turning the corner, and he's ridden out of bounds across the 15 up close to the 17-yard line. Check out the Chargers offensive leaders. Phillip Rivers, 11 for 18, 205 yards, 1 interception. Melvin Gordon, 13 carries, 34 yards in the first half. 2 rushing touchdowns for Melvin Gordon. And Tyrell Williams, as Darrell mentioned, with 4 catches, 113 yards. 3rd and 3. Falcons are coming. Rivers gets rid of it. It's batted down by Brian Poole. He was covering Dontrell Inman on the play. Poole makes a good play.
Well, I thought maybe there was going to be a run play called here. They had Antonio Gates split out wide left. They have the bunch formation down to the right. The middle of the field was a little bit open. And, you know, Phillip Rivers being as good as he is at the line of scrimmage, I was expecting him maybe to change it to a run play there and see if he could attack the middle of that defense.
So the Falcons answer back as their defense comes up with a 3 and out. And the punt by Kaiser is taken by Eric Weems at the 35, weaves his way across the 40, and down at the 43-yard line. There's a flag back at the Chargers 28-yard line.
During the kick, holding, receiving team number 16. 10-yard penalty from the end of the kick. First down, timeout.
Sets the Falcons back. You saw Joe Perry of San Diego shaken up on that last play. Well, these are 2 outstanding quarterbacks, and they have been ever since coming into the NFL. Phillip Rivers in his 13th season, Matt Ryan in his 9th. And they put up some good numbers every week. Matt Ryan is ranked number 1 in passing in the NFL. Phillip Rivers number 6. Tevin Coleman is the tailback, and the Chargers come across the line.
False start. Offense number 65. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
And it was the right guard, Chris Chester.
Well, it's back-to-back. We could have had 1st and 10 out at the 34 to start this drive. Now they're starting all the way back at the 19. The hold on the punt. False start.
Some mistakes creeping into the Falcons game here. And 1st and 15 from the 19. Tevin Coleman finds the opening. Good run by Coleman. Up to the 35-yard line. He's got a first down on a 17-yard run. Chris Chester led the way.
You got to be careful. You cannot allow this running back combination to get on a roll. This one's coming right into the middle. Just kind of a split lead with Patrick DeMarco on Jatavius Brown. And if you're going to have big runs, your receivers have to block downfield. It's critical. Other than that, you're never going to get those big explosive runs. Good work by Julio Jones.
DeMarco the fullback, Coleman the tailback. The play fake, Ryan wanted to go deep, goes short instead. Mohamed Sanu is pushed out of bounds at the 39-yard line. Let's go to Laura Oakman down on the sideline.
Lewis isn't the only one who loves to see Julio block. Julio feels the same way and loves how everybody on his team, players and coaches, love his role when it comes to blocking in the run game. He told me, I'm so aware that every young guy looks to me and sees what I'm doing and how I'm doing no matter what position they play. I want to do everything the right way. I want them to see it's not about me, it's about the team.
That last catch was by the fullback, Patrick DeMarco. Thank you, Laura. And you're right about Julio Jones. He is the ultimate team man.
Well, when you see the numbers he throws up in the first half as a receiver, you know, you have to look at the whole body of work, and that was a great example on that last play. And great to hear what Laura says about him, the way he feels that he is somebody that the young guys are looking up to see how to play this game as the complete wide receiver, not just a huge threat in the passing game.
There's a 3rd and 3 for the Falcons. Tammy, the tight end, shifts back into the backfield. Ryan with time, throws and completes it for a first down to Devontae Freeman out of the backfield.
And we talked about Matt Ryan and his feet in the pocket. The other thing that he really worked at this offseason was his upper body. Look how calm, look how still he is up top. Everything's breaking down around him. He knows he's got his matchup on the outside. It's going to be very hard for them to stop Devontae Freeman in his zone situation.
Matt Ryan is now hooked up with 8 different receivers in the game. First down, Falcons at the 48. Tight formation. Freeman trying to take it outside, got slowed down. A couple of good plays there. Joey Bosa got a piece of him, and Melvin Ingram got a piece of him.
And this is a positive for the Chargers defense. We've seen these guys put up close to 300 yards a couple of times this year as a duo against opponents. And right now the Chargers kind of keeping them in check, not letting that big explosive play happen from that running back combination.
No gain on the last play, 2nd and 10 for the Falcons. Off the play fake, Ryan rolls and throws wide open. Aldrick Robinson, was he out of bounds? Yes, incomplete is the ruling.
Well, they got everybody moving on the bootleg. Watch the play fake here to Devontae Freeman. Matt Ryan comes out. There is nobody out here. This is played pretty well by Casey Hayward. It kind of hangs back there, creates a little bit of indecision for Matt Ryan. He kind of gets caught in that situation. Do I throw it? Do I run it?
Incomplete on the play. 3rd and 10 for Atlanta. Tammy, the tight end, shifts into the slot. Ryan being pressured. And they got him. Joey Bosa gets there for the sack, his 3rd sack. As an NFL rookie, he had 2 in his first game in Oakland, and this is his 3rd game of the season.
And you just wonder what impact he would have had if they could have gotten that contract hammered out early in training camp. And when you come back and you haven't really practiced a lot, you're going to be susceptible to a hamstring. So then he has the hamstring injury. It's just been a hard time for Joey Bosa to get on track. And he'd have been a big help for this Chargers team early on in the season when they were losing those close games.
2nd sack of the game for the Chargers. Good defensive stand for San Diego. Bosher with the long kick, and they ran into him. McCluster got run into before he had a chance to catch the football. Robinson Therese, the man who came down the field and just slammed right into Dexter McCluster.
That's why these are some of the most courageous guys on the field. And Robinson Therese, number one, he's got to be able to locate, you know, where the returner is on the field. I mean, that's not even close.
Therese comes off, and again, as we said, some mistakes creeping in. McCluster is okay after taking the unexpected hit. And here's the announcement on the penalty.
Kick catch interference. Kicking team number 27. 15-yard penalty for the spot of the foul. First down. Timeout.
Chargers will have the ball when we come back.
This game is sponsored by Verizon. Join the Better Network because better matters.
Falcons have the lead, but mistakes have crept into their game. That's 4 penalties here in the 3rd quarter for Atlanta, 2 on special teams.
That gives San Diego their best starting field position of the game so far.
31-yard line. Melvin Gordon is the running back. Off the fake, Rivers with time. He's got a man open. The catch by Dontrell Inman. Out of bounds at the 48-yard line. Robert Alford covering on the play.
Now, Philip Rivers has had an opportunity to play against this style of defense a couple of times in his career. You look at the record there against Seattle, where this defense comes out of. Gus Bradley down in Jacksonville right now, putting in the same system that Dan Quinn is putting in here at Atlanta. So Philip Rivers knows it. He doesn't know the personnel yet and how they're going to play certain things, but he understands the scheme and has performed well throughout his career.
On first down, Rivers dropping it off to Gordon out of the backfield. He's hit hard as it gets close to the 40-yard line, just short of the 40. Keanu Neal and Devondre Campbell combined on the stop.
Well, Joe Barksdale had a rough end of the game, so what you do there is you have your back, kind of check him before he runs his route, give him a little bit of help, slow that rush in coming off the outside down a bit, let him get his confidence back.
Chargers move the ball well on back-to-back plays. Barksdale, the right tackle. Kenneth Farrell, rookie out of the University of Houston, is in at running back. Rivers, two tight ends. Farrell carrying, nice little cutback down to the 31-yard line and close to a first down. A left guard, Orlando Franklin, with a good block. And Whisenhunt, former head coach in the league with a couple of teams, came back here. He had been offensive coordinator here, came back after being in Tennessee, and is really putting together a pretty good offense.
And you can see him with his call sheet on the sideline. He's one of those few now with the new rule that as a play caller, offensive coordinator, you can go upstairs to the booth, have direct communication with your quarterback. And we've seen a lot of guys elect to go up there, you know, a little bit hesitant at first, but they get up and the environment is clean, right? So their plays are all laid out before them. They don't have to talk to anybody. And when Philip Rivers talked to Ken Whisenhunt and they started discussing the position for the coordinator, he goes, "You're going to be on the sideline, right? You're going to be down here so we can have a conversation." And I think Ken prefers that. He likes to see the reaction. He likes to see the body language when he's having the conversation.
Melvin Gordon, good run again. Now they're starting to run the ball, mixing it up a little bit. Derek Watt, the fullback, had a nice block.
And they are going straight ahead. On Kenneth Farrell's run, that was a press play, but it ended up going straight up the middle of the field. There's Derek Watt with a nice block on Deion Jones. And that's what can happen here. I mean, this linebacker group of the Atlanta Falcons is fast. There's no doubt about it. We've seen that speed on display sideline to sideline. But can you get in there and put some big bodies on them and start to get some movement?
2nd and 2 just inside the 20. Chargers on the move from their 31 down to the Falcons 20. Rivers, everybody out, throws for the end zone. Hunter Henry was out of bounds. Good effort by Hunter Henry, the tight end. Comes up limping.
Yeah, comes up a little gimpy, working against Keanu Neal. And this is just one of those wheel routes. You're going to go out to the flat and then turn it upfield. You got to get a little head fake. There it is. Good job by Keanu Neal. Doesn't take the bait there. And again, we got possession, 1 foot down, but can't get that 2nd foot down.
Here is a 3rd and 2 coming up for the Chargers. Hunter Henry goes to the sideline. Three wide receivers left. Rivers throws short for Gates. Couldn't hold on. Keanu Neal on the coverage. Neal is a good-looking player, boy. First-round pick out of Florida.
I tell you, he is. He's exactly what Dan Quinn talks about when you're trying to build this defense from a personnel standpoint. This is the Cam Chancellor type guy, so it's big tight ends. That's Antonio Gates. We saw him on Hunter Henry on the play before that. We've seen a couple of big hits, big tackles as he comes into the box to play defense.
Josh Lambo and the field goal kicking unit come out. Kellen Clemens, the backup quarterback, is the holder. This is a 37-yard field goal try, and Lambo puts it through. The Chargers put 3 on the board. Atlanta's lead is cut to 7. It's 27-20. 8 plays, 50 yards. Josh Lambo's field goal is 2nd of the game. He's 15 for 16 this season. And every kickoff thus far has been a touchback. He leads the NFL in that department. Eric Weems back deep for the Falcons. There's that strong leg. There goes the ball through the end zone. And the Falcons will start from the 25-yard line. Falcons have a 7-point lead. Falcons scored on their first 4 possessions of the first half. Didn't get anything in the last one of the first half. And not much going thus far in the second half.
Not much at all. And credit John Pagano and his defense. Getting some things really kind of figured out late there in the first half. That was a nice job keeping them in that 2-minute situation without getting an opportunity to get any more points.
Devontae Freeman, the running back. Patrick DeMarco, the fullback. Freeman jumped out of bounds, picked up a couple of yards on the play.
Good stuff right there. You saw Jatavis Brown throw him down, and Melvin Ingram came up and helped him up. It's a competitive game out there, but I think a lot of respect from your opponents. Watch Melvin Ingram go in and give Devontae Freeman a hand to get him back up.
2nd and 8 for the Falcons. Freeman is okay, stays in the game. Julio Jones motions. There's Freeman again. Good haul. It's up to the 35-yard line. This will be close to a first down. Ran hard into Dexter McCoyle. And it is a first down as they move the chains.
And there's Kyle Shanahan. He's electing to go the other route. He has gone upstairs. Enjoys the kind of the environment up there. It's clean. It's easy. You got all your boards out. You've got all your stuff. And then sometimes you can get caught on the sideline talking to the players about things and not be prepared in a sudden change situation or the next snap. So he's actually gone upstairs and found it to be something that he likes. Thinks it's beneficial.
Going to the running game here with 3 straight runs by Devontae Freeman. All up to the 37, a 2nd and 8. Well, Shanahan and Matt Ryan seem to be in a better place this season than they were last season. More on the same page. Yeah,
I think so. More comfortable in the system. I think more comfortable with their preparation, getting to know each other a little bit more. And what you got to guard against right now is that play action.
There it is. Ryan rolling, looking, and running. Slides just short of the first down marker. Down at the 44-yard line. It's going to be a 3rd and 1.
You talk about how explosive this offense can be, and a lot of times those big plays come off of the play action. So this is a staple in this offense. You're going to have to guard against the bootleg. Matt Ryan's going to get out on the perimeter, and it's going to be a tiered route on that sideline. So good job by the Chargers understanding the concept of that play and having everybody covered.
Joey Bosa chasing him down. Here's 3rd and 1. Freeman, the running back. Quarterback sneak by Matt Ryan. And he's got the first down. Just across the 45-yard line. The word from the locker room is that Craig Mager suffered a concussion. It looked more like a left shoulder injury, but he is out for the game.
You did see when Denzel Perryman made the contact, got the helmet in the gut, so I was thinking maybe a pinched nerve that was affecting the shoulder, but definitely helmet contact.
Ryan goes to Devontae Freeman. Down inside the Chargers 40. That's the versatility we talked about these running backs. Freeman out of the backfield is outstanding.
And then when you've got everybody going down the field, when Julio Jones and Mohamed Sanu are stretching the field vertically, you've got a huge space underneath in that linebacker level. And if you can get it to Devontae Freeman or Tevin Coleman in that situation, that's tough duty on your linebacker.
There's Freeman breaking a couple of tackles. And he's down to the 26-yard line. Little of everything from Devontae Freeman.
This should be at least no gain, possibly a negative run. Watch what Devontae Freeman does. The jump cut right there. Look at the shake on Dexter McCoyle.
Casey Hayward had a shot at him. And then finally brought down at the 26. First down, Falcons on the move. Play fake, Ryan rolling. stops, throws. Wide open, but he missed Jacob Tamme.
This is a nice job by the Chargers, again, recognizing what's coming out. Watch Austin Hooper, number 81. There's Jacob Tamme. He's going across the field, but Austin Hooper, number 81, the other tight end, they tried to do the old throwback. So you roll the quarterback out to the right side. You're bringing those tiers to that side of the field. So all the defense is looking. A lot of times you lose track of that tight end. He kind of hides himself and then sneaks out the back door. Austin Hooper was that guy, and I tell you what, it was well covered by Dexter McCoyle.
We've got some good tight ends in this game. Hooper's a third-round draft pick.
Yeah, I think he's gonna come over here with the bunches. Let's see if he's the guy, the traditional tight end, and he's kind of hiding down there. I'm gonna block, and then you sneak out, and there's Dexter McCoyle waiting for him right there. So a lot of times you see that guy pop open on the backside with nobody around him. So good job of recognizing that in coverage.
One of the most resilient players on the field is that man, Denzel Perryman. He's been down on the field about 3 or 4 times, goes off for a play or two, and then comes right back in. And he was shaken up on the last play, and they'll check him out on the sideline. Falcons have a 2nd and 10 at the Chargers' 26-yard line. Falcons lead is 7 points. It had been 17. We're late in the 3rd quarter. Devontae Freeman, the running back. Here's Freeman. Got an opening to the 10-yard line. Another outstanding run by Devontae Freeman. Picks up 15 on the play.
Boy, he is just exploding through here. I mean, they are just opening up holes straight through. He doesn't have to make any decisions. Chris Chester with a nice job wrapping around on the short pole. And one of the things that I've seen this season that seems to be consistent, the willingness of coordinators to call plays 2nd and long. And they're going to call a run play. You know, you miss the big shot down the field to Austin Hooper at 2nd and 10. Oh, you come right back and give it to Devontae Freeman. He gets you a 1st down.
They let the final seconds tick off in the 3rd quarter. End of the 3rd quarter in Atlanta. Falcons lead the Chargers 27-20. They like what they see from their Falcons. 4-2 start on the season.
That offensive line has risen up on this drive. The running game has really kicked into high gear. You pointed out those first 2 drives, 3 and out. A lot of that focused on the passing game. Let's come back and try something different. And this offensive line and running game has had a nice drive here.
1st down at the 11-yard line. Devontae Freeman. And this time he's pulled down after a gain of a yard. Turek Williams made the stop. Freeman, 11 carries, 47 yards. Has 4 catches for 35 yards as well. Solid all-around game. Kevin Coleman on the sideline, limping a little bit.
Looks like he could be heading into the locker room.
Yeah. Tight formation with Julio Jones split out wide left. 3 tight ends in. And Joey Bosa with another sack as he takes down Matt Ryan.
Wow.
Oh, is he impressive.
Boy, can he close. Yeah, not just quick off the snap to get pressure, but he can run people down. 2nd man in right here. Up the field quickly around Ryan Schrader. You got to get a little bit more than that on him.
Joey Bosa's 2nd sack of the game, 4th in 3 games in the NFL. 3rd sack overall for the Chargers. Ball's at the 13-yard line. 3rd and 12. Empty backfield. Freeman split wide left. Ryan with time. He throws to Freeman. And he's lost the ball. The ball dropped. It's incomplete. Never held on. Trevor Williams may have punched it out of there on that hit.
That's one of those bang-bang plays, and the referees are seeing that at real time. And that's the one thing they're looking at, the element of time, the ability to do different things. And in that situation right there, they felt that there was no element of time, so that's ruled incomplete. in a bang-bang scenario.
Good play by the rookie out of Penn State, Trevor Williams. 31-yard field goal try for Matt Bryant. He's 2 for 2 in the game. He's now 3 for 3 in the game. And perfect all season. 15 for 15. Falcons have a 10-point lead.
Today's game on Fox is sponsored by Microsoft Surface, the official tablet of the NFL. And by Taco Bell's Rolled Chicken Tacos.
The Georgia World Aquarium, have you ever been?
No.
Fantastic.
Great.
Right there, a whale shark. Now, the last time I was there, the only facility that had a whale shark in captivity in the Western Hemisphere.
Really?
Yeah. I don't know if that's still true, but I tell you what, that is one phenomenal aquarium. I do know it was a whale shark. I do know it was a whale shark.
13-play drive, 8 runs for the Falcons during that drive. The kickoff by Bosher, and Griff Whalen takes a knee. Chargers down by 10, early in the fourth quarter. Rivers' numbers, 13 for 23, 234 yards, and no touchdown passes. The 2 touchdowns, runs by Melvin Gordon. Fourth quarters have not been the good one for the Chargers. Let's see how they play this one.
That may be our biggest understatement of the broadcast right there, Sam. It has been horrible to the Chargers here in the fourth quarter.
Melvin Gordon, the running back. 2 tight ends in. Off the play fake. Rivers with time, going deep. And that is batted away from Tyrell Williams. Great play by Desmond Trufant.
This is textbook. You get your head around, you track the ball, and now watch the play right at the point of the catch. You can have your hand on the receiver. That's not a penalty because you're not affecting them, and then you go up and you make a play on the ball.
That left arm around the body.
Can be there as long as you don't turn them. As long as it's just there. As long as you don't turn the receiver.
Good play by Trufant, 2nd and 10 Chargers. All receivers out. Rivers out of the backfield. Melvin Gordon hit hard. Gets up close to the 35. They'll spot it just short of the 35-yard line.
Boy, I am really, really impressed with Keanu Neal right there, number 22. And we've seen him in coverage on Antonio Gates and Hunter Henry. We've seen his physicality when he hits people. I really do think, when you're talking about trying to replicate a system, I think that Dan Quinn and Richard Smith, the defensive coordinator here for Atlanta, have found that Cam Chancellor piece to this Seattle-style defense.
Chargers are trying to hurry up and up-tempo the pace.
False start. Offense number 77. 5-yard penalty. Still 3rd down.
King Dunlap, the left tackle, moved too soon. That's 5 yards back.
Changes your whole thought process right now. 3rd and short becomes 3rd and medium. Completely different thing.
3rd and 6 for the Chargers. 2 tight ends in. Gordon shifts back into the backfield.
And the ageless wonder, Dwight Freeney in at right defensive end.
His job is to get to the quarterback. Almost did. Rivers drops it off. Travis Benjamin's got a 1st down up at the 43-yard line. Little crossing pattern for Travis.
Yeah, and it's a good thing that Philip Rivers was able to step up. Watch number 93, Dwight Freeney, tries to go around the corner on King Dunlap, and Philip Rivers is able to just step up and drop that down to Travis Benjamin.
1st down Chargers at the 43. Griff Whalen is in. Now at wide receiver in the slot to the right. Rivers looking quick outside of Melvin Gordon. Takes a hit and is taken down at the 47-yard line. Robert Alford on the coverage. 4-yard pickup. Have to admire the great leadership of Philip Rivers. Team was down last year. Started off tough losses, but he's really held the team together. As Benjamin shifts. Fake to Gordon. He's in trouble. They got him. Adrian Claiborne with a sack. Third sack of the game for the Falcons.
Claiborne's had a big game, had that touchdown in the first half. Working from the outside. Trying to get a play action, and as a pulling guard, DJ Fluker has got to be more physical at the point. It's not an easy block, doing a trap scheme, simulating that play action, but you got to be more physical at the point of the block.
3rd and 11, have to get to the Falcons 47 for a first down. Rivers fires and completes to Antonio Gates for a first down at the 45.
This is what Antonio Gates is going to be able to teach Hunter Henry. Sometimes you talk about landmarks and people get real literal of getting into areas. Look how Antonio Gates finds that soft spot. It doesn't have to be exactly at a point. You've got to be able to see what's happening with the defense and slide and shift and move, and he'll be able to tip Hunter Henry into learning those skills, those subtleties of playing the tight end spot.
Chargers 5 for 10 on third down conversions in the game. First down at the Atlanta 45. Rivers throws and completes it to Tyrell Williams. Tyrell Williams has had himself quite a game.
This is one of the other things that Ken Wisenhunt shared with us and Coach McCoy shared with us. This offense, we will play as fast as Phillip Rivers wants to go, so you better know what your assignments are. He's not going to wait for you.
On 2nd and 2, Rivers throws quickly to Whalen. Griff Whalen inside the 30 with his first catch of the game and out of bounds at around the 25-yard line. Chargers on the move, 12-yard gain.
Griff Whalen been waiting for the opportunity to make amends for that decision on the kick return. Finally gets an opportunity to make a play for his team.
Phillip Rivers, 19 for 30, 293 yards. Good drive for the Chargers. Melvin Gordon in the backfield with Rivers. Rivers steps up in trouble. They got him. It's Beasley. Vic Beasley with his second sack of the game. Number 4 for the Falcons.
So you're worried about the speed around the edge, and then all of a sudden they run a little twist, and they bring Vic Beasley Jr. back inside. So watch, here he is. He's going to come up the field and then loop back in. And they are not able to pass the game. It's a good job by the combination inside. It kind of traps that offensive lineman. Some people would call it holding, Sam. We call it trapping on the twist.
I like that terminology.
It's the offensive perspective.
Ball back at the 31-yard line on 2nd down. Again, pressure on Rivers. Dropped it off to Gordon inside the 20 and down to the 17-yard line. Nice play by Rivers, hanging in there under pressure.
And we talked about when you play the Falcons and they stretch the field vertically, and we've seen Devontae Freeman underneath with a lot of room to run. Same thing there for the Chargers.
Here they go. Hurry up. Melvin Gordon on the carry. Looking for the first down. He's right there at the 15. Devondre Campbell with the stop. And he's got the first down. And Wisenhunt checking the play sheet, calling the plays from the sideline. Spread the offense again. 2 wide receivers and the tight end left. Now Gordon shifts back into the backfield. Rivers throws for the end zone, too far. Trying to get it to Travis Benjamin. Double covered on the play.
Double covered. I think we might have more than 2. Holy cow, that was I don't know if I'd have gone to Travis Benjamin coming out of the slot.
The third man was coming over.
Just in case, just in case.
There comes Ricardo Allen. Rivers had completed 7 straight prior to that incompletion. Pressure on Rivers. Brooks Reed. And then he just throws it away. Grady Jarrett was after him as well.
Actually, a good job by Phillip Rivers just getting away. This looked like it was going to be a sack by the Atlanta Falcons. The pocket just collapses on him right here from the left side.
Brings up a big third down play. San Diego in the red zone today with 2 touchdowns and 1 field goal. This is their 4th red zone possession. Rivers throws and completes it down to the 5-yard line for a first down to Tyrell Williams. Williams with his 6th catch of the game.
This is good timing right here. And that's really good coverage by Robert Alford on the play. But just a good throw catch.
1st and goal just inside the 5. Tyrell Williams 6 catches, 131 yards. What a game he's had. Phillip Rivers has now passed for 317 yards. All receivers out. Rivers throws, touchdown. Melvin Gordon with his 3rd touchdown of the game. This one a receiving touchdown.
Well, this is done because of Antonio Gates. You get into the red zone when you play the Chargers, and you're very, very aware of where Antonio Gates is. He's right here. He's going to run the little double move, and watch Melvin Gordon come right out into the flat, gets completely dropped in coverage with everybody focusing on Antonio Gates.
Melvin Gordon, 2 rushing touchdowns, giving him 8 on the season, and a receiving touchdown in this game, giving him 2 on the season, total of 10. Extra point for Josh Lambo. Inside the upright. The San Diego Chargers, who once trailed by 17, they're now within 3. Screening saves lives, and the NFL and the American Cancer Society encourage everyone to join in the fight against breast cancer. Learn more about a crucial catch day on October 25th and find out how you can help make a crucial catch at NFL.com/pink. Can't urge everyone enough to join in that 15-play drive for the Chargers, and they withstood a couple of sacks on the play as well.
Yeah, they had some adversity there. Richard Smith, defensive coordinator for the Falcons, not going to be happy with their 3rd down play there. They converted 4, 1 a 3rd and 11, 1 a 3rd and 10.
Just under 6 minutes to go. Falcons will get the ball to 25.
This game is sponsored by FedEx, helping small business simplify e-commerce.
Back in Atlanta, if Matt Ryan is looking for a receiver, that young man's ready.
All hands on deck.
Falcons 3-point lead now. What do they do offensively? Tight ends in. Tololo just shifted. Julio Jones motions. DeMarco, the fullback. Off the play fake. Ryan wants to put it up. And does. Diving effort by Julio Jones, incomplete. Ball hit the ground, hit the turf.
I don't know how you defend this. It's a good thing that it's underthrown. Boy, it sure looks like Julio got his hands underneath that.
Wow.
See what happens right now with that as he continues to roll. He loses it there. He had it at that point right there. If he can secure it right there, I don't know.
Wow.
That's a big play right there. That's a 25-yard play. I might want to throw the challenge.
Looking to the Atlanta sideline. And no challenge flag. He's set for the next play. Ryan checking off as the Chargers line shifts. Again the play fake. Ryan throws, completes to Julio Jones. Across the 45. Up to the 46. We get an update from Laura along the sideline. What's happening, Laura?
We're watching this Falcons drive and seeing Julio go off, but right now, just as important to this offense, Dan Quinn and Kyle Shanahan will tell you the backfield tandem of Devontae Freeman and Tevin Coleman. Right now, they are down to just Freeman. Coleman is in the locker room with a hamstring injury.
Ooh, wow. That one's a tough one. Julio Jones, 7 catches, 139 yards. Averaging about 20 yards per reception. From the 46, Devontae Freeman cuts it back. And a good run into Chargers territory at the 46. We've got an update from Kurt Menefee in L.A.
Every time the Steelers pull close, the Patriots begin to pull away. LeGarrette Blount, little 5-yard touchdown run that extends the lead out to 11 in the fourth quarter. Sam, DJ, and Laura.
Thanks, Kurt. Patriots trying to go 6-1.
Well, that's the mark of a good team. Exactly what Atlanta's trying to do here. As soon as the Chargers pull close, can they get a drive together and get down and put more separation out there again?
And once again, Matt Ryan has passed for over 200 yards in a game. The handoff to Devontae Freeman. Down to the 40-yard line. That's a first down for the Falcons. Matt Ryan, the picture of consistency. 46 consecutive games, passing for over 200 yards. And that is an NFL record, passing the great Dan Fouts of the San Diego Chargers. Falcons on the move. Now time becomes a factor. Under 4 minutes. Each team with their full component of timeouts remaining. Movement along the line. So the Chargers step across and the flags fly.
They're pointing at Brandon Mebane saying, we didn't move.
Ball start. Offense number 73. 5-yard penalty. Still first down.
Right tackle Ryan Schrader.
Boy, that's great peripheral vision by Brandon Mebane. I mean, he's on the center and he sees that little flinch all the way out to the right. There's Ryan Schrader. No. It was him. It was him.
Ball back to the 45. First and 15. Motion Sanu, and again there's movement. All right, let's see.
Ball start.
Again.
Offense number 67.
Andy LaVentry.
Still first down.
Boy, everything was going so good. I mean, you had Julio back into the rhythm of the passing game, and then all of a sudden you got Devontae Freeman breaking off some big runs, and now back-to-back penalties. First and 20.
Sixth penalty of the second half against the Atlanta Falcons. Back to midfield. First and 20 for the Falcons. Freeman the running back. In motion Sanu. Good play fake. Ryan with time. He throws, it's intercepted. It looks like Perryman, the man who's been injured throughout the game, Denzel Perryman, comes up with the interception. And the Chargers get a big defensive play on the pick. They're down by 3, and they have the ball. He'll let go of the ball. That's his first NFL interception.
Well, we've seen Denzel Perryman going in and out of the lineup the whole time. Keep your eyes on him right here. Watch how he's tracking Jacob Tamme, and then he turns him loose and then drifts back in. I think Matt Ryan watched him leave with number 83, thinking that Julio was going to be open as he worked back to the ball, but a heady play by Denzel Perryman right there. Laura Open's been checking on him all game long because he's been in and out of the lineup so much, having a tough time catching his breath.
8th interception of the season for the Chargers, who came into the game 4th in the NFL in interceptions. Rivers throws on first down to Tyrell Williams, and he's pulled back. Forward progress up to the 43-yard line. So now a big chance for the Chargers, who led this game 7-0, 10-6, and then the Falcons took over the game.
What'd you talk about at the top? Finish, right? Finish for the San Diego Chargers. Did they convince anybody against Denver? I'm not sure. An opportunity right here. They got to be careful. They have fumbled 9 times in the fourth quarter and lost 4 of them. Can they finish this game turnover free?
2nd and 2. Melvin Gordon. They come up a little bit short, half a yard short. He lowered his head and took a hard hit. Vic Beasley and Courtney Upshaw.
This is a big hit because Melvin Gordon is a physical runner. Watch this. Vic Beasley, that's excellent. He stopped him right in his tracks.
There's 3rd and less than a yard. It's Gordon, and he's stacked up. He can't get there. Great charge off the ball by Atlanta, led by Adrian Claiborne.
This is going to be interesting to see what Mike McCoy does here because he was criticized for being conservative in the Denver game. What's he going to do right here on 4th down? And that's a great job by the Atlanta defensive line. Come in there and just bottle that whole thing up. They lost yards. They lost 1.5 yards.
We have reached the 2-minute warning. The Atlanta Falcons lead the Chargers 30-27. It's 4th and 2 for San Diego.
This game on Fox is sponsored by State Farm, here to help life go right.
Back in Atlanta on 4th and 2 for the San Diego Chargers. They are 1 for 3 on 4th down tries this season. Empty backfield.
1-on-1 down here at the bottom.
Rivers trying to draw him offside. No, takes the snap, throws short. Antonio Gates, a first down. That's who you go to, the man you trust the most.
Just such chemistry between Phillip Rivers and Antonio Gates. I mean, he's in tight, and this is going to be very quick. I mean, I don't know what Deion Jones does in that situation.
The head coach looking on. They got there. Chargers have all 3 of their timeouts remaining. Rivers throws, and it's complete to Dontrell Inman with the catch. A gain of 17.
We've seen the pass play to Tyrell Williams crossing the field to the sideline, and this has been the other one we've seen a couple times here today, is Dontrell Inman on that kind of deep comeback route right over the hash.
They're in field goal range right now for Josh Lambo. Rivers sends all receivers out. He was hit as he threw, and the pass intended for Inman again is overthrown. Ryan Poole covering on the play.
Just going with a 4-man rush, trying to get there with the 4 guys, and right at the very end, didn't impact the throw, just took a little bit over the top, trying to get it back again to Dontrell Inman.
2nd and 10. Right now, it would be a 55-yard field goal try, but there's 53 seconds on the clock. Blitz coming. Rivers steps up. Got it to Travis Benjamin, and he's out of bounds inside the 30 at the 29-yard line.
Good job by the Atlanta Falcons not allowing Travis Benjamin to square his shoulders and turn upfield, forcing him to come laterally all across the field. Tremendous breakaway speed for Travis Benjamin.
The 3rd and 1. A short tooth. .46 seconds remaining. Melvin Gordon, and is hit hard by Jones, but he bounced off. What a play by Gordon. He bounced off Deion Jones' hit and takes it for a first down to the 15-yard line and inside the 15.
Wow, this is a great run. Look at that contact right there, but no wrap. Deion Jones can't get him wrapped up. Melvin Gordon stays alive. That is a great run.
Melvin Gordon certainly showed something there. The ball spotted at the 15-yard line. And a timeout for San Diego. 36 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And the Chargers certainly in field goal range to tie it, but now they have a chance to grab the lead.
Without a doubt, you're gonna take some shots into the end zone at this stage of the game, and has fatigue kind of set in on this Falcon defense. They've been out here quite a bit here in the second half. Remember the first two drives by Atlanta's offense, 3 and outs.
Chargers had a 15-play drive, and now they've had an 8-play drive.
Might look to Travis Benjamin. We see that breakaway speed. See if there is fatigue on this defense of the Falcons.
From the 15 on first down. Rivers shifts Dontrell Inman. Rivers being rushed. Throws and overthrows. Looked like Gates turned a little late. Never picked up the ball. And it's incomplete.
Well, they're lucky that Keanu Neal didn't pick up the ball, because watch 22. If he locates this ball in the air, I think he's going to have an interception. They got 2 guys on him. He doesn't see it. That ball went right over the top of him.
2nd and 10 for the Chargers. You can see Philip Rivers' reaction. That they weren't on the same page on that play.
Well, double coverage. That was a risky throw by Philip Rivers in that situation.
Dexter McCluster in the backfield with Rivers. All receivers out. Pass is batted down. He wanted to go to McCluster, circling out of the backfield, and was wide open over the middle.
This is going to be a big play by Courtney Upshaw to get the batted ball. Watch Dexter McCluster come out of the backfield. He's going to split the 2 linebackers. I'd say he's down inside the 5-yard line if Courtney Upshaw doesn't get that batted ball.
So it's 3rd and 10. 3 receivers to the right. Benjamin, Williams, and Inman. Gates to the left. McCluster in the backfield. All receivers out. Rivers throws. Gates dropped it. Gates looked like he had it at the goal line, but he couldn't hold on. Robert Alford on the coverage.
I thought they had it. This is a heck of a throw by Philip Rivers. It presses to the outside. Now the break. Ball delivered on time. Well done by Robert Alford. He's got it in both hands. Look at the point, the strip right at the point of the catch.
Now Josh Lambo will attempt to tie the game. Mike Wint, the long snapper. Kellen Clemens, the holder. Lambo's kick is good. And the Chargers have come from 17 points down to tie the game at 30 with 18 seconds remaining here in the fourth quarter. Oh, wow.
Well,
it's something.
It ended up being a thriller. It ended up being the thriller, Sam.
You called it. Those one-glove quarterbacks, they'll do it to you all the time.
Salute to the great one, Michael Jackson. It has been a thriller this afternoon. Melvin Gordon gets the touchdown there, his 3rd of the day, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. And then Denzel Perryman with the big interception gives the Chargers another opportunity. They get down close, thinking about winning the game in regulation. But a great play by Robert Alford denies the touchdown catch by Antonio Gates. They had to settle for the Lambeau field goal.
How about the Chargers here in the second half? They had a 15-play drive and a 12-play drive. And talk about controlling and making those completions and keeping the chains moving.
You play an offense like Atlanta's. The best defense becomes the ability of your offense to stay on the field and keep Matt Ryan and that skill group that defensive coordinator John Pagano called the best in the NFL on the sideline.
Chargers have had 70 offensive plays, Atlanta 53. That's a big difference.
That's a real big difference.
So now, the Chargers to kick it off. Lambeau is kicked off. Every one of his kickoffs have gone through the end zone. He leads the NFL in touchbacks. That is Justin Hardy standing at the 20-yard line to guard against the pooch kick. 18 seconds remaining in the fourth quarter. And there's the long kick by Lambeau. All the way through it goes again. So now let's see what Matt Ryan comes up with. 18 seconds remaining and 3 timeouts. And they've got a kicker who hasn't missed this season in Matt Bryant.
Got a pretty strong leg as well. So
we watched him in pregame warmups. He was hitting from 58 yards out.
You've got 3 timeouts. You can use the entire field. 18 seconds can get you 3 plays. Can they get it close enough?
Chargers have 2 defensive backs back 20 yards from the 25. Ryan steps up and throws for Julio Jones. What a catch! What a catch at midfield by Julio Jones! Oh, he just out-leaped 2 defenders for a gain of 25, his 8th catch of the game.
Well, that is a huge play this stage of the game, coming from the outside. And you can't let this happen. I mean, I just don't know how you let this happen. Look at the throw right over the top of Casey Hayward.
So now 11 seconds remaining. They have time for 1 play.
No, you got 2 in my opinion, Sam.
2?
Yeah, we would go about 6 seconds. That's why at 18, you're thinking about 6 seconds per play. Now, right away, timeout. Don't fight for extra yards. Don't do anything. Time is your most precious commodity here, not yards. Don't fight for 1 yard. Don't fight for 2 yards. Get that timeout called right away. I think they've literally got two plays here with still the ability to line up and kick a field goal.
All right.
Maybe just the one. But the one puts you down. You can get a 12-yard, 15-yard completion.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah, that play there was 7 seconds that traveled that far for Julio.
All right, let's see what Ryan comes up with here from midfield with 11 seconds to go. Ryan being rushed, throws and too high, overthrew Julio Jones. Steve Williams covering on the play.
Wow, the fans here are seeing a little bit of deja vu from last week with the Richard Sherman play. Boy, again, it's almost the exact same thing. It's almost like he grabs his left arm and holds it down.
He wanted a call. 6 seconds remaining.
I know the mentality of the official is to let him play, let the game be decided by the players, not by the official, but boy, that sure looked awful similar to Richard Sherman last week.
Did they get a timeout at the 40? There's no time on the clock. Did they get a timeout in time?
Yeah, they're adding 1 second back to the clock.
It would be a 58-yard try for Matt Bryant to try and win this game. There is 1 second on the clock. The ball is at the 40-yard line. Once again, Julio Jones comes up with a big grab. So here it is. Josh Harris, the long snapper. The holder is Matt Bosher and Matt Bryant. Looking for a game-winning field goal from 58 yards away. He was making them in pregame warmups. His career long is 62. He's had a 53-yarder this season and a timeout.
Now let's go back and look at that last play. You saw the clock go down to 0. They added the 1 second on. We're going to keep the clock in for you right here. And you've got guys all over the field right now tapping their hands. I saw Jacob Tamme. There he is right there. So actually with about 2 on that clock left. So that's a great job by Jacob Tamme. Yeah, Julio Jones is down. You're around the ball. Get that timeout signal being made for the official to see.
9 catches, 174 yards for Julio Jones. Wow.
That first play is a backbreaker. And when we talked to Philip Rivers, he talked to us about the Kansas City game, blowing a 17-point lead with 10 minutes left in the game, blowing a 13-point lead against New Orleans with 6 minutes left. They fought all the way back to come into this one. This is going to be another devastating loss if Matt Bryant makes this kick right here. This may be worse than the other two.
58-yard try for Matt Bryant, who hasn't missed all season. It's on the way, and it is off the crossbar, no good.
Something finally bounces San Diego's way.
We go to overtime. Wow, he didn't miss by much.
Distance hit the upright, so I thought he hit the crossbar. Actually hit the upright, had the distance from 58.
Wow, what a kick. Just missed, hitting the bottom of the upright. And Quinn, he was hoping. So now overtime, second overtime game this season for San Diego. Their first one, the opening game of the season at Kansas City. They lost it 33-27. Coin toss determines possession. Both teams will have an opportunity to possess the ball unless the team that gets the ball first scores a touchdown or their defense scores a safety.
Well, gentlemen, this is my second one in a row. Great job so far. We're now in
awesome
overtime.
job by Bill Vinovich.
We have a modified sudden death. Both teams will have an opportunity to possess the ball unless the first team scores a touchdown. We'll play a maximum of 1 quarter. Fourth quarter timing rules apply. Both teams have 2 timeouts. All replays are upstairs. Any questions? San Diego, you are still the visitors. It is called tails. It is heads. You want the ball, which way you want to kick? You got it.
Love seeing the two quarterbacks, those two great quarterbacks opposite one another. Matt Bryant trying to win it from 58. Just missed. You know what? When you have a good ball game that's so enjoyable, why not have a little more?
Oh, God,
a
this
little
is
extra.
fantastic. How about the San Diego Charger defense holding to Atlanta to just 3 second-half points?
Big second half. Great work by the Chargers defensively after being down at halftime. So, Matt Ryan and the Falcons start the overtime from the 25-yard line. Matt Ryan 19 for 30. Saw the numbers, 251 yards, 1 touchdown, 1 interception. Julio Jones, what a day. 9 catches, 174 yards. They are without Tevin Coleman, so Devontae Freeman has carried the load at running back. Tight formation with Jones split out left. Ryan rolls for Freeman and steps out of bounds at the 32-yard line. A pickup of 7 on the play. Every team tries to stop Julio Jones, and you just can't do it.
Good luck. Oh my gosh, especially with Matt Ryan pulling the trigger. Michael Strahan, said it's like they're functioning off of one brain. Sometimes it looks like that. I mean, that throw that gave him the opportunity for the kick right at the end of regulation time. I just don't know how you let him make that play. It seems indefensible at times.
2 tight ends in. Trololo shifted into the backfield. The play fake. Ryan wants to put it up deep. Looking for Julio Jones. He came down out of bounds. Casey Hayward covering on the play.
Well, they even have good timing on these really, really deep routes. I mean, to be able to coordinate the timing here, good job by Casey Hayward. He's got to elevate for the catch. 1 foot down, you push him out of bounds. He can't get that 2nd foot down.
Boy, he elevates and makes catches. Tremendous. 3rd and 3 for the Falcons. Sanu motions. For Justin Hardy, he's got it for a 1st down. Hardy caught one early, catches one here in overtime.
This is a good catch by Justin Hardy. Kind of low. Holds it all the way through, too. Is a good punch. Right there by Trevor Williams. Almost knocked that ball loose from Justin Hardy.
Bryant. Now Freeman. Oh, he stopped. Good penetration by the Chargers up front. Melvin Ingram involved.
Yeah, Tenny Palapoy coming from the inside. That right defensive tackle down the line of scrimmage makes the hit. Now that's an area where Atlanta really kind of, the one thing they did well in the 2nd half was run the football. They were really controlling the line of scrimmage in the running game. Not that time with Tenny Palapoy.
Palapoy hadn't played much earlier. He's fresh out there. On 2nd down, quick outside. Here's Sanu. Gets up across the 45, just short of the 1st down.
I just don't know how linebackers and safeties function today. There's so many things that, as a guy that's reading keys, watch, 65 is going to go this way. You're reading that. Now all the other linemen are pulling out to the right side to get in front of the screen for Mohamed Sanu. I mean, it's a linebacker. You're running into each other.
Quarterback sneak by Ryan, didn't get there. Matt Ryan tried a quarterback sneak, but he came up short. Great job up front. Coming off the ball by the Chargers line, Ingram and Legit leading the way. So here's a big decision for Dan Quinn and the Falcons. The offense is still on the field. It's a 4th and 1. And the Falcons call a timeout.
First charge timeout.
What do you do here?
Atlanta.
Well, we saw the aggressive play call by Mike McCoy right at the end of regulation. Now, he took a little bit of criticism in that Denver game for being a little bit conservative at the end and went forward on that 4th and 2, got the pass to Antonio Gates. In this situation right here, I would punt it. I really would. I would punt it and play defense. You don't get this one here, and here comes San Diego. They've been on a roll here in the 2nd half. So, yeah, he called me conservative, but I'm going to punt the ball, and I'm going to make them drive the length of the field. Now we've each had our possession. Now we're playing.
I think I agree with you. If you don't make it here, Lambeau can make the field goal from anywhere now.
Yeah, and the great thing is, you make this call as a coach, and if it works, you're a genius. You're a riverboat gambler like Ron Rivera in Carolina. You don't make it, and what were you thinking? I mean, punt the ball and play defense, but it looks like Atlanta's going for it.
He is.
Now, he has been aggressive. You watch him the last couple of weeks. This team has gone for it on 4th down quite a bit. This is by far their biggest one of the year.
All right, and now San Diego calls a timeout to talk it over. On the defensive side of things, it's 4th and a yard. Will Matt Ryan try to hard count and try and draw him offside?
Well, you're thinking that as a defense. Everybody's got that. That message is being passed, through the huddle right now. Hey, sit in there, sit in there. Don't give him the 5 yards easy here. Make him snap the ball and let's play defense. So you got that balance of being able to get penetration but not making that critical mistake at this time. So, but again, you watch Dan Quinn 3 4th downs in Denver. A really aggressive 4th down in Seattle in the 2nd quarter. So, he's not afraid of this. He talks about being aggressive in all 3 phases, offense, defense, and special teams, but he also wants to show his team that he has the confidence in him and that he'll be aggressive with his play calls as well.
All right. Falcons come to the line. Julio Jones wide right. Rest of the team is tight. Devontae Freeman, the running back. And it's Freeman. And he didn't get there. Denzel Perryman comes up big again. The Chargers stop the Falcons at the 43-yard line, and they take over.
Great job. There's the surge of the defensive line, and look at Denzel Perryman find his way through that to get into the backfield.
He has got to be the most banged-up player on the team, and yet he has made a couple of huge plays in this game. An interception, and there, the great stop on Devontae Freeman. So now, the Chargers have the ball at the Falcons 43.
And you know that Dan Quinn, he talked to his defense. He got together with Richard Smith, the defensive coordinator. You talk to your defense on the side. We're going for it. I expect you guys not to allow this team to gain a yard.
And now for the Falcons, all they need is a field goal to win the game. Melvin Gordon, he's stopped for a loss. Dropped him for a 2-yard loss. Philip Wheeler in on the tackle, along with Tyson Jackson.
Tyson Jackson, the guy that makes the play, jams it up, forces Melvin Gordon to cut back. They lose 2 yards on that play.
And now it's 2nd down and 12 for the Chargers. They go empty backfield, and the Falcons call a timeout. And that's it.
Second and final timeout.
They've used all 2 timeouts that they get in overtime. The head coach, Dan Quinn. They gambled and came up short. Mike McCoy thinking, I've got the guy who could kick the field goal. Just get a couple more yards and get him in position.
Well, you watched Lambeau pregame. You had him going this direction at about 60.
From 60. Tried one from 62 that just missed, but he had the distance. He's got a strong leg. He's only missed once this season. Right now, you'd be looking at 63 yards. But it's only 2nd down for the Chargers. 3 wide receivers, 2 to the left, 1 right. Gates in the slot to the right.
Travis Benjamin underneath has been giving him fits all afternoon.
Rivers shifting Gordon. Rivers throws short. Gates breaks a tackle, gets inside the 35. Down to the 34-yard line, a little short of the 1st down. It's a 3rd down.
And he went for him when they were trying to get the touchdown at regulation to win. And again, another critical play, and Philip Rivers is going to look for Antonio Gates.
Now, it would be a 52-yard try. Chargers want to keep moving. Tight formation. Gordon straight ahead, dives for a 1st down. Melvin Gordon has had some big plays in this game. He's had 3 touchdowns, 2 rushing, 1 receiving. 21 carries in the game. With Danny Woodhead, there's another injured player who's such a big part of this Chargers team. Good receiver out of the backfield, 3rd down back. Melvin Gordon has taken on a lot more responsibility.
Yeah, and the passing game, the 3rd down passing game from the running back position with protections and all the different things, your routes is very challenging mentally. He's done a good job handling that.
On 1st down, it's Gordon. Good hold. Deion Jones, the middle linebacker, stops him at the 27. Late flag came flying in. Looks like it's against the Falcons.
Holding, defense number 94. 5-yard penalty from the end of the run. Automatic 1st down.
So in the run game, when you're doing combination blocks, what defensive linemen will do is they'll grab a hold. Remember, we talked about that, trapping it, so you don't want to get it out too far out. Here's 94 right here. So you can see he's holding Orlando Franklin not allowing him to get up to the second level to get to the linebacker. That's why Deion Jones is there to make the tackle. So
9 penalties in the game for the Falcons, and most of those coming in the second half and the one here in overtime. Chargers with the ball at the 22-yard line. And it's Rivers just going to one knee to set up the field goal try. As they went for position, a little pushing and shoving after the whistle. And here comes the field goal kicking unit. A couple of games back, they had holding problems with Drew Kaiser, the punter. He had the problem in Oakland on this try for a game-tying field goal. In their last game against Denver, they used Kellen Clemens, and he's been the holder throughout the game today. 42-yard field goal for the win. Josh Lambo. And it is good. And the San Diego Chargers win it in overtime. What a game. The Falcons gambled and lost. The Chargers came up big with big defensive plays. Strong defense for the Chargers in the second half and overtime. The Chargers came from 17 points down in this game and win it in overtime.
a thriller.
Strong kick for Josh Lambo. The San Diego Chargers with their third win of the season. The coach hugs the quarterback. They go off winners.